Hey, I'm Nashi.
I'm Rezlar.
And I'm Frosty. Welcome back to the Value Pack.
Hold on, I have to gear check Nash right now. Alright, that is some bull jabber. Dude, he CC'd me how to dance. What's happening? Rezlar!
People look at you like you're crazy, and they refuse to admit that it's pay to win, and just scream that it's pay to convenience! It's pay to convenience!
Big money, big money, big money, big money!
Oh shit, we got it! We fucking got it! And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack. How to bring this up? I would say disappointing news today regarding Arena of Solare. We were hoping we could talk in depth about that, but I guess we'll get to that. We also have a guest with us who I will introduce shortly. Nayashi is missing, but he might be joining later today. Got some family issues going on. But of course, before we get to any of that, got to thank our lovely patrons. Garmoth.com, Hawaiian, Jeremy Johnson, Melt on Your Mouth, Minaria, Slytech, Talus X Septum, and thanks. Appreciate you guys, as well as all of the subscribers on all of our Twitch channels, which you can find in the description down below. Our guest today, we meant to have him on, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe? I can't quite remember. And things just kind of didn't fall into place, unfortunately. But he's here today to talk with us about sadness and lost art, ? So everybody give it up for Strat. Thanks for joining us, Strat.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
That's Stratisfied for people that don't know.
Yeah, Stratisfied. Sorry. Stratisfied.
Yeah, you might think we brought the StarCraft 2 Pro, you can't confuse people. All right. Strat was supposed to join us or it would have been cool if he joined us a couple weeks ago, but he was at a football game, and luckily his team pulled.
Absolutely botched it.
They pulled what they normally do, so he didn't have any more football games to go to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad, dude. And football, for those of you that don't know, is it's a sport, an athletic sport.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to clarify that for BDO players.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they throw an odd-shaped ball around, and it's a cool game. I think it's cool. A lot of strategy. Some describe it as high-speed chess. All right. So, Strat, if you could, we've never had you on the show before. If you could give us a little bit of your background. How long you been playing BDO? What's your story, man?
Yeah, so started playing BDO in like December of 2019, I'm pretty sure. It's like one of my first videos, I guess, and I started playing it as a Meiwa and did like a road to soft cap thing. Right now I'm like just playing every single class, and I've kind of re-rolled a crap load, and that's all I really do now. I'm pretty geared and just re-roll every day, maybe like 4 times a day even.
Yeah, I remember you had you weren't that geared, and then you had this like 1 week stretch of like just being super RNG carried, and you just caught up.
I had to come up, bro.
You had a big
I had to come
old
up, dude. I was kind of eating for a minute there.
What was
nice.
it? Do you remember? What were the things you got?
So I got really lucky in a Pen Black Star, and my Pen accessory luck has been very good. So like just in general, I think I'm like 4 for like 12 or 4 for 10 or something like that. I'm like eating when it comes to Pen accessories.
Yeah.
So I kind of clicked a bunch of those, which was nice.
Yeah, to make 4 of them. I made 1 on 10 attempts.
Hell yeah.
And I'm proud of that.
Look at you, right on the average, bro.
Yeah, right on the average. 4 and 12 is pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Like I said, I was kind of eating. It was great.
It's like going for Tet for the average person.
Yeah. And then I also had that one day where I got 4 Tet accessories, like 2 distos, a tongue grab ring, and a belt.
That's the day I remember.
Back to back.
That was a big boost.
Yeah, that was a big boost.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like it's like that breaking through. Oh God, what would it be these days? I would say there's like levels. It's like getting to 650 is one of the big ones, like around 670, 680, and then like breaking past that. Like those, like once you can get past it, it feels nice. What are you at now? What's your gear score these days?
705.
705, man. God damn.
Is that with? Do you have like any accuracy accessories?
No, it's just
Nice.
full AP with evasion swaps. Like
Is it-
I've got a pen sissel and stuff.
Yeah, he's a Musa main. He doesn't.
Yeah, I just one shot people, man.
His-
I don't even know what this accuracy thing is.
His accuracy accessory is called Eradicate. Maybe you've heard of it.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So you gave up on Suck Zerker?
Dude, I like last night, I think I did an RBF on a different class. Like, it's like I just kept switching classes, bro. Like, I have no idea what I'm playing. Like, I have actually never played Suck Zerker. The fact that you were in that war and I was on a Suck Zerker was a total coincidence because I had never played Suck Zerker outside of like 3 RBFs except for that war. So I was fumbling that. I was fumbling it in that on that class, bro. It was not going well.
Yeah. Were you and Ogre like coordinating?
Yeah, yeah, we tried, bro. But
Yeah.
I would go and I'd hit the jump and he'd hit a tree and I'd scream like, "What the fuck?" And then and I would do that, and it was just a whole thing. It was really fun, man. That was probably the most fun I've had in a node war in a long time.
Yeah, that base placement combined with you and Ogre constantly jumping into our groupings made it pretty unfun for us. So appreciate that.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, listen, all I'm gonna say is Angie is the strongest guild on the server. I would rather fight 100 Nation than 100 Angie. Swear to God.
I don't know
Getting
about
fucking
that one,
trampled.
Chief, but
I was getting me, Ogre has never had a fun war versus Angie. They just like, you guys just shit on everything he tries to do. And I get it now because I was getting ran over by you. And there's a couple of lawns or something. They just trampled my ass. It was rough.
I can tell you why. That's because we specifically look out and call out you motherfuckers. Like it would. Here's what. Okay, I was shot calling that war. Right. Here's literally what we would do. We're in position to cross the island. This is the Kalfion Kaya Lake node, by the way, and their fort is in the tiny island in the middle that I don't know why you could still place there. Please, for the love of God, remove that base placement. Literally, our calls are, all right, we can push right now, but we don't know where Strat and Ogre are. So we have to wait. We have to wait until they're dead, and then we can push across. So the second I see, like, all right, there's Strat in the kill feed. Someone find Ogre. Someone find Ogre. Ogre, we got Ogre grabbed. He V'd. All right, move now. Go, go, go.
That's so fucked up, man. Let me play.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I wish Strat that Rez fed me the same way. I get invited to Angie to Merc the other day, and I haven't Merced out in a long time, kind of anywhere. I haven't really been doing it, and I go into Angie. I'm all excited. I'm like, dude, who are we gonna be against? Dismantled. I was like, I'm gonna eat today. Sakuno's feeling good in these wars. They're like, oh, we're 1v1ing Vertex, and they're gonna slaughter us in 17 minutes.
2v1ing.
Fantastic.
2v1.
Well, I want to say 2v1, except their whole ball was at the base, so it didn't feel like a 2v1.
Yeah.
yikes.
We 2v1 Vertex with Corrupt, and we went down in 25 minutes, I think. Their ball was on us the entire time, and when we went down, Corrupt had Vertex's base at like 40% HP, no structures. At least reportedly. But we almost made it, Frosty. We almost made it. If two key things happened that war, we would have made it. We would have fucking made it, dude. Our flame tower bugged out, and apparently there's a bug right now where if you upgrade a flame tower, if it gets hit right at that moment, wherever it's like self-destructing and rebuilding, then it'll just die instead of being upgraded. That happened to us. So we lost a flame tower, which is kind of a necessary thing to have whenever you're on full defense for 20 minutes straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, reportedly, Corrupt, for some reason, had 3 cannons cannoning our base the entire 20 minutes that we were fighting.
See, that
Even
that
though
part
we were
still-
on their side.
That part still doesn't make sense to me. I feel like that was just people found their 3 cannons and thought it was them.
Dude, I don't know.
Did you guys ever get proof?
Reportedly, Mina and Val both PM'd Corrupt being like, hey, why were your cannons shooting at us? And got no reply back. So, I don't know.
It's unlike Corrupt for like them to backstab allies like that. So
I don't know. All I know is that it got relayed through Flex, and a lot of people were upset about it, and people tried to get answers from Corrupt and got complete and total silence. So
Well, that is odd. Anyway, that could have been interesting. So, as Bardo in chat is saying, the cannons looked like they were aimed at us, but the direction of our bases were close enough, but they were hitting Vertex. Makes sense. It's not. It really is like, I know back in the day, Rez, like our history with Corrupt, like years ago, that's what they would have done. But like these days, they don't really do that much. I don't know.
No, and I understand that. I have no idea what happened. I'm just reporting what our Flex team reported to us, right? Which was that. So I don't know. I was thinking like maybe there's a reason behind it. Maybe they were trying to like shoot the flag or something. Like I have no idea. I didn't think they were like being malicious behind it. I thought like they surely have some reason behind it, but God knows what it is. But anyway, yeah. No, that war kind of sucked. Just getting farmed by Vertex for 20 minutes.
I had a DP stone and I didn't pop it, and I should have. I completely forgot about it, but that would have been the perfect war to pop it.
Yeah, but then you got to use it in that Valencia war.
Yeah, but it would have been way cooler in that war because I would have been a hero.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We may have made it if you had used that. You could have been just murking everybody, dude.
Oh, well.
Kuno ult busted,
Shit happens, dude. Kuno ult busted. Although that ult clip, it wasn't... That was just a whale pot. If you're talking about the same one. All right, so... So Strat, after the tag event ends, what are you going to have tagged, and what are your main weapons going to be on? Have you decided?
Well, I'm probably gonna keep my Musa, and I think I'm gonna probably have a striker, just for like open world and grinding and stuff. But I'm gonna be down bad, bro. I'm not quite set on that, but that's kind of where I'm leaning right now.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be really different, not being able to just like play a new class like every time I want to. It's gonna kind of suck.
I've been seeing a growing movement of people saying that they should just keep this permanently. They're like, keep this event permanent.
You know how geared I'd be if I didn't have to spend 4 bill to tag every time?
Dude.
I would be even more geared. I'm down like 80 bill on this whole system before this tag event, dude. It's rough. So
yeah.
Strat, I'm basically, I have to decide in those 2 weeks because I got my second pen black star, and that means my tags are like 6.9 bill, and that's not happening. That is not okay. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be so weird because like I had like a stockpile of those Marnie fuel from the Node War shop or whatever, and I had like 93 of them. I have 10 left, so. Yeah. I don't know. I can't be tagging the way I am right now. It's gonna be a whole different game for me, honestly.
Yeah. So, Strat, I'm gonna put you on the spot here before we move on to the essay stuff. I want to ask you what classes are busted right now? What classes, in your opinion, are just a little bit over the top?
And why is it Kuno?
And why is it Kuno?
It's funny because there's classes that are good at certain things, obviously. Like I think Suckzerker is like amazing for pretty much everything, especially large scale, like the impact. It's got to be like the highest impact class right now since Pve Buff has been taken away. Like it just wins a fight if you've got like 5 of them jumping in and getting a good catch. It's just over.
Isn't that ironic?
It is so
Pve Buff
weird.
gets nerfed, so Awakening Zerker's efficiency in large scale goes down, and then at the same exact time, Suckzerker's efficiency in large scale goes through the roof.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like there's just such an unbelievable amount of impact in that class and that kit, and it's pretty good in 1v1s too because of the way it can run around. But I think like Kuno is probably like one of the best 1v1ers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it has too many bad matchups. Like maybe Lon, but that's probably not too bad at this point.
Nope. No, it's not.
And then Sork is just bullshit. It's just really annoying. Like I can't stand that class. Just like watching them, and I'm sure they're like, I am so good as they're iframing between 50 guys and like holding WW behind. Like, I hate that class. Everything about it.
And Nightmare makes it more tilting too. Just the amount of time they're in there is just God.
Yeah, you can't fight them because they will kill you because they can hit you with like Grim, like swirling blades, whatever the Shift F skill's called.
Yeah,
swirling darkness. And then just do soul reaping after and like wipe like 10 guys and then go into Nightmare and scram.
Did they extend the duration of Nightmare with the rework?
They did a while back. No, not with the rework.
It
was a while back, but they did in like back in the middle of the year, but it's like its impact feels even worse because it's like even more protected in between that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it just feels like so long. I don't know.
Forever.
Maybe I don't know.
The change never made any sense to me. They added it already was 4 seconds, and if you have Flow Requiem up, it was 8 seconds, and now it's 5 and 10. So it's just like a huge amount of their cooldowns.
When I see a Sork go into Nightmare, I'm like, all right, let me go make a sandwich real quick. I guess like
I just give up at that point. Like nowadays, especially in Node War, if a Sork goes into Nightmare, the moment they go into Nightmare, I just move on. I don't even bother trying to catch them. I just move on completely.
Yeah, it's just annoying, and I think those are for me probably the classes that are just like the most either annoying or impactful for what they do. But pretty much every class is like really good for the most part. Like I think Tamer is probably like just the only class that's not super good at anything.
Mm-hmm.
But like Awakened Zerker's damage is really, really, really high in combos and really good range poke. Obviously range damage is nasty. Archer Ranger is pretty gross the way they can just drop DPS. Suckwiz is pretty good range DPS and just good burst in general with utility. Like every class is pretty good for the most part. It's just that Suckzerker is like by far the best for most things. And then Sork is just fucking annoying.
Well, the Suckzerker is the best gear check class in the game right now, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of how I always phrase it.
It's fully SA and it has like one of its damage skills is like a heal. So if you can live during your highest damage skill, which is a heal, that's gear really helps that class a lot for that situation.
Now, noticeably absent from your list was Musa.
Yeah,
Musa's fine post nerf.
Musa is still really good, but like I think I was thinking about it recently too. Musa is very good at picking people off like by themselves and like kind of ratting around. It is not as like. I feel like the impact of it is not as bad as it was before. Before, like I could run in and actually kill like 7 guys with 1 skill. Now it's like toned down quite a bit where I usually just have to do my 3 damage rotation, SA trade or whatever, and then scram. And then a lot of times I'm dying in the whole scram angle. So I don't know. I feel like it's not as like bad, but it is still super fucking annoying when someone's got a lot of gear on it and has good timing and positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's still very strong, still super strong.
It feels more bearable. What's up, Nashi? Yeah, it feels a lot more bearable. I was saying that too. Like the first war after, I still saw a lot of Musas. We did a 3v3 with like a bunch of the big guilds, and the Thursday after that patch, and there was still a lot of Musas that top fragged, but it was like a different feeling. From
for sure.
Originally, it was like, dude, if they use an ability next to me, I'm either in like emergency mode or I have to V.
Mm-hmm.
But now it was like, okay, you could kind of fight in there and deal with it a little bit. What about some of the? Well, I noticed maybe I'm the only one beating this drum, but what about like the range for large scale specifically, like some of the range damage? Because I've been saying like Suck Ranger to me makes a lot of the melee classes feel so difficult to play.
He did say range damage just kind of like generally.
Yeah. I think so. What I'm finding, and I like actually really want to play a range class right now. Like I was trying to, I have no like SP on any range character. Like they're all like at 1300, 1400. I'm playing Archer with like 1200 SP, and it is rough, bro. I'm missing like 90% of the kit in Pre-Awakening. But I think for Node Wars, like playing melee is actually so boring unless you're ratting around or an iframer, because on my Musa, I literally run around 98% of the time, like looking for a positioning and maybe picking off like 1 or 2 guys. But most of the time I'm just running around, chasing around. And then the 2% of the time I'm actually fighting, I'm diving into people and instantly dying. I'll dive in and I'll get like 5 kills, but I'll instantly die after. So I'm pretty much have like no uptime of actually like DPS or being useful in any other capacity. And playing range right now is like being a Suck Ranger. You're just constantly gatting people, and it's got decent-ish disengage. And if you have a good ball, like it's you can stay alive if someone pressures you.
Right.
So I think it'd be so much fun to be a ranger right now. It really so good.
Yeah. Which classes do you think are just in the absolute tank, like, or specs, where it's just like these things are not good enough and need to be brought up?
I don't know. I don't know. Most specs are pretty useful in their own situation. Like I think like Suck Val could be one of the classes I think that is just not that useful. But like it's decent 1v1 and it has good damage, good combo damage and everything and pretty good catches still. So it's like I don't know, but it's not I don't look at a Suck Val I'm like, "Oh no, like what am I going to do?" Like that never ever worries me. Yeah, obviously Tamer and Awakening Mystic are pretty ass too. Suck Mystic's great. Awakening is just super bad.
Yeah. What about
What
Suck
does more damage right now, Tamer or Shy?
Honestly, I'm thinking the Shy, bro. I've seen more Shy clips than I've ever seen before in my life.
Okay. what about Suck Musa or Suck Mewa?
Suck Mewa is ass too, but it's like it's always been this way. Like you can't really fundamentally change the way that class plays. Like same with Suck Musa. Like it's a catch class with good combo damage. So it's like never going to be good in large scale unless you literally can one shot people with blooming, and that brings up another issue, right? Like the damage, everyone already says that damage is too high, and for Suck Mewa to be really good, it actually has to one shot you.
Yeah.
So it's just not.
I'm not gonna dive in here and start jumping on the damn Mewa train here. With all the damage after the reworks, though, blooming's like not even really that.
Yeah, no, it's not even good. Damage isn't that good.
It's unprotected and it does mediocre damage compared to some basic skills on some reworked kits.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that kit is struggling. Like, I agree with what you said. You can't really do any major fundamental changes. Like it's more combo oriented, but they could do some things to helped out that particular kit a lot, like stamina specifically, as well as honestly better protection setup. Like there is a lot of protections on that class with the Red Blade, but some of its heavy hitting skills, the only ones it has, they're either unprotected or they're lackluster, like Redmond. So
it's funny, Rosar. What was that maniacal
no,
laugh
sorry.
that came out of nowhere?
Did that come through?
Yeah, that came through. What the fuck? Nash, he didn't mean that, man.
No. Totally unrelated.
Coming from a Zerker who literally one-shots anything with one skill right now.
No. I'm in RVF and this Musa was running around our spawn point and I grab him and he does the same mistake that everyone does right now, which is V the second they get grabbed. So I'm like, okay, just use all my extenders so his V ends before the grab even ends.
And
see, this is why Zerkers are...
He types you gay as fuck.
Okay, first of all, I take exception to this quote same mistake that everyone makes in RBF. When there's people around, you can't sit in their hands without dying. This notion that you actually do, like, okay, I could just safely sit inside of this long ass grab animation and V at the end when like a bunch of people are wailing on me. All right, not possible. I'd rather gamble and maybe they won't grab me again and just V early. I don't know, it's tough. Yeah, that extended V, what they did with the Corpse Storm is actually just like it hard counters V. It hard counters V so badly.
Yeah, no, it needs to be fixed. But I don't know, it's just really funny.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird thing that V doesn't let you move. This is why
I'm always getting, this is why I always complain about Zerkers griefing me, They just go around and grabbing people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so that's why I was laughing. It's because I read that in chat. I couldn't control myself.
All right, so I just wanted to briefly touch on this because it's kind of a theme. We've talked about South America's publisher in the past, and a lot of South American players are frustrated with their publisher, and I see it on Reddit all the time. I see it in various Discords and chats, and whenever I'm watching some of the South American streamers, I see in their chats, there are a lot of players like, God, I just wish Pearl Abyss would publish for us. When is it going to happen? So yesterday, the server just crashed, and it was down for about 2 hours. Okay, and then in South America, the SA server crashed. It was down for about 2 hours, and then they announced an emergency maintenance, which at first they said was going to take 2 additional hours. And then it got extended to 4, and then 6, and then 8, and it lasted somewhere between 10 and 12 hours that the server was down. And then the server came back up after half a day of being down, and without notice, this is what I've been told by multiple people, and maybe they've now addressed it, but initially, without notice, they rolled back the server about an hour, and people had to find out as they were like logging in to see that their stuff was either gone, missing, or changed.
Oh no!
Yikes!
Could you imagine like enhancing a Pen Black Star in that particular time frame, and then it got rolled back?
Dude, there was a guy. Now, again, I don't know how much of these are true, and you know, some people are inherently not good oftentimes online and trying to like milk whatever they can get. But there's like people that are claiming that they bought an item, like a very expensive item during that hour, and the item is gone and their money is not back.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what happened, but
surely
it's
they can
crazy.
verify these things, right?
Surely they can verify these things, but there's a lot of drama on that server, and I don't know how long it's going to take to correct or what the issue is, but could you just imagine?
Data corruption, though. You know, if there is a data corruption, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah, they're kind of fucked. Could you imagine if on NAEU though that they rolled back an hour of time but didn't mention it?
Yeah, no, that would not fly.
That would not fly. Yeah, it's crazy.
That sounds miserable, dude. I know that servers had. I remember some stuff forever ago about it, and I just thought, what a nightmare. I can't even imagine playing on it now. Like
Red Fox, baby.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, they're Red Fox, not Cacao. They've never been with Cacao.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, they wish they had Cacao.
Like...
They wish they had Cacao.
Yeah, really. Haven't there been like complaints and like actual like kind of evidence that like there's actually been like corruption at Red Fox?
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints of like having, and again, I don't know how much of it is verified or true, but some of the complaints, and like I was reading through this whole long post that was showing screenshots and linking to the original websites, but they actually had like, they were claiming or alleging that GMs were selling pearls on the side to people, like for cash, just straight cash. Mm-hmm. So like people were like getting ahead by just like getting pearls at a hugely discounted rate, so the GMs, like some of the GMs or CMs, could benefit directly. Again, I don't know if that's been proven or not, but it just, the idea that it's even being brought up, like if that was a thing in NAEU, is like, would just be insane to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so messed up, man. Like actually.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
You know what? Look at it this way, right? Console players, at least you're not SA.
Yeah, except the ones that are.
Except the ones that are.
I actually don't know. Do they have a console version in SA? I actually don't even know if they do or not. Yeah, well, I don't know. No, it doesn't justify what's going on with console either, but yeah. Console is getting Odalita in October. Now it's February. They don't have Odalita.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I feel bad for them. Just wanted to bring attention to it because it's like, I don't know if PA can do it. I don't know how like the contracts and stuff like that work, but I know there are a lot of SA players that wish that they could just get out from underneath that publisher but still play the game. Because it's like poorly run, customer service is bad, and et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, in lighter news, over here in North America and EU and in KR and
less outrageous but still outrageous news.
In less outrageous but still outrageous news.
The fact that that's lighter news is sad.
Yeah. Okay, so they announced. I want to go through the timeline, the recent timeline. So back during the summer, they had addressed. God, even before then, but they had mentioned twice that they want to do arenas if it's popular enough or demanded enough that they want to do arenas, ranked arenas. And then during the crazy ball where they announced like all of this stuff and had dates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which by the way, I still have these that I'll never ever delete or forget, that basically says like, oh, this is coming in October and this and this and this. And then they delayed all of their plans for most of this stuff because of the reworks. That's at least what they claim. So then the arenas got announced. They said, all right, well, the arenas are going to be, this is after multiple delays, but the arenas, the ranked PvP stuff is going to be on Global Labs at the end of January. And then the last week of January, they said, it's not available this week, but we will have it February 4th. And it's weird because they gave a specific date. That's the thing that kind of blows my mind about it, is like a week ago, they felt confident enough to give a specific date instead of saying it's just not ready yet. We'll let you know when it is. And then, so, I'm streaming leading into the Global Lab release of February 4th when they mention it a bunch of times, and they say, and I just scroll through like real slow. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to find out what these arenas are all about. Here we go, guys. People are all excited.
Real slow and dramatic.
Yeah. We've had to delay the PvP ranked content Arena of Solare that we plan on revealing today in the Black Desert Global Lab, as it requires some more development. We originally developed the Arena of Solare with a round-based format, but we are working to enhance this round-based rule set to make it a bit more fun and engaging to play. At its core, Arena of Solare will be a 3 versus 3, but there will be different rules for each round, which includes a sort of grand showdown rule set to also involve 1 versus 1 element as well. Right now, Black Desert has 23 classes, which means separating them by Suck and Awakening doubles the number of choices. As such, we want to highlight the class diversity and lower the barrier of entry to PvP to give more adventurers a chance to enjoy it. So we ask for your understanding regarding the delay. As for ranking, it will be applied individually, and we are preparing the core rewards alongside some honor, respect-based categories for adventurers who reach a higher rank. So we hope you'll look forward to that, as the Arena of Solare has many expectations behind it. We will work hard to make it the best and most fun it can be. So before we get into the format stuff, Strat, starting with you, the moment you heard that it got delayed again, what was your kind of initial reaction and feeling?
I'm not gonna lie, dude, I was not surprised. Like, I was just like, of course it's delayed, dude. Of course. And the thing that frustrated me the most about it was the reasoning why. Like they're making these rule sets. They could just release the fundamental like 3v3 onto Global Labs. Like, it's a test server. You could just release that onto Global Labs with like the fundamental like systems and everything in place, and then add that stuff in later, or keep it on the Global Lab a little longer if they need to add more stuff. But just delaying it entirely, I was like, well, really bad timing personally. Like, I think it's terrible timing for them. Yep. And I wasn't surprised because they never pull through for stuff like this. So it is what it is.
So is Ranked Arena something you have been wanting or looking forward to?
Yes, dude. I am going to spam the crap out of it when it comes out. I'm going to spam it.
Yeah.
Like, all day.
And so I don't have to say it. You can say it. Why is it bad timing for Pearl Abyss to delay this right now?
I think everybody, Lost Ark coming, the main competitor, in KR, the one that has taken most of the market share away from BDO. The reason that they actually started really kicking into gear in terms of like quality of life changes and everything is now releasing an NA in like 3 days. So
yeah,
bad timing.
Bad timing. Reslar, what was your initial reaction?
I mean, very similar to Strats, I think. Just kind of like, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could be really surprised and all that, but this is kind of what they do. I understand that if it's not ready, you have to delay it, but how is it not ready? If it's not ready, and this is what Strat said, right? If it's not ready because you're trying to make it this special bullshit, which I know you said we'll talk about the format in a minute, but if it's not ready because you're trying to like put a twist on what everyone's been asking for since the literal launch of the game, that's like extra bad because nobody wants this like weird twist that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Just give us arenas. That's what anyone's been asking for literal years.
Yeah. It's weird because to me it's so simple. I really think it's so simple. Like, I understand the development time of building it if they haven't done anything. I get that, and that takes time. But like, the format is so simple. It's like, if you can come up with a system for ELO or MMR, then all you have to do is give us a 1v1 arena, make it gear capped or equalized or whatever in some way, and then separately make a 3 versus 3 arena. Same thing, make it gear capped or equalized or whatever, and then give us rankings and have it on a per class basis. So if I'm a Kuno, I see myself on a leaderboard with all the other Kunos, and so on and so forth. I don't understand why, when I read this, like, I'm not only disappointed by the delay, but also that they're going to do some weird round-based thing where they throw in 1v1s into 3v3s.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so confusing. It's like, it makes no sense why that's the reason that they're delaying it. It is so bizarre. Who's asking for that? You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird.
It is odd. And I get there's a group of people that prefer 1v1s, there's a group that prefer 3v3 or 2v2. But if they just release a 1v1 and a 3v3, I think overall most people would be pretty satisfied with, like, you have a couple options. You can team play or you could be by yourself. So I don't know why you would just combine it into one weird thing. I don't know, man. I'm just like, it's weird. Nashy, what was kind of your thoughts on the delay and also the format when you read or heard about it?
I mean, the delay was same kind of feel that's straight ahead. I'm like, that just go figure. Like, it's really disappointing, especially with the timing, like you guys were all talking about. Like, come on, you can't get your shit together for a release that you have known that was going to be coming for months and months and months now. Like, you got to be kidding me. They even delayed Lost Ark release.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wasn't it supposed to come out like what, in October or September or something like that?
Yeah, it got delayed. If I remember correctly, it got delayed twice. But October, it was supposed to be fall, and then October, and then that got delayed. So they had an extra 6 months to come up with something.
Yeah, it's like, really, guys? Really? This is how you decided to squander your time? Like, it's just disheartening for those players that were interested in it. And all it did, in my opinion, is for those that were on the fence about going to Lost Ark and trying it out, it's probably kind of solidified it for them to go try it out at the bare minimum. So, that could hurt them in the long run. Now, that being said, same thing with like what Reslar said. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If they feel that taking more time and taking the hit initially is their best business strategy because they want to release something that everyone's going to actually enjoy rather than it just being some dead-on arrival content, which they do have a habit of doing, then fine. There's no way to know until they release it, and then we find out if we're disappointed or not. So, two sides of the coin on that, but I think there's no excuse for the amount of squandered time, honestly. So big failure there in my book. But as far as like the rule sets and whatnot, it's like kind of what you guys are saying. Why do we have to do some weird shit? Like, why can't it just be what it is? 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, whatever formats that they want to do. It's fine. Just leave it alone. Why does it have to be some like? It's like they watched the movie Troy or something where they got to see two guys fight it out or before their teammates slaughter each other or something. I don't know. Some weird idea that they have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it.
They're trying. I think what their goal is to spice it up so it's not just the same thing as Lost Ark's setup. Is probably what they're trying to do.
Well, then then just add a 1v1 arena and boom, it's different.
Exactly. Like that's it. It's a team. Lost Ark is a team-based arena system right now only, right? So just add a 1v1 or like 2v2, 3v3, 5v5 if you want to get crazy with it. But Anything else other than that, just add in different arena maps. Like, you don't need anything else. You really don't. You just need the ranking system, and it needs to work. It can't be like this one-sided queue system. Like the top dogs are fighting some fresh trial character players. Like, don't let it be the same RBF queue up system that we have now, basically. And if you have any sort of like vanilla queue up system, we'll be fine as far as the ranking is concerned. But I don't know, dude. It's just they don't seem to really want to. I don't know, focus on the things that players want for some reason. Like, they're slowly hearing what we want, which we've been screaming really loudly for years and years and years. They're finally turning up their hearing aids. They're able to finally listen in and see what we want. But it's like same thing when New World was coming out, which New World was unfortunately a flop. But it was like too little, too late kind of thing with some of these changes that they're wanting to make. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. Maybe it's going to be the greatest thing of all time. No one's ever going to think about any other game ever again, or it's just going to be the same old, same old.
I'm just confused because like, how do they not see the success of Valencia RBF, which is something that the players have been asking for a really long time, right? Give us another game mode RBF, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
give us RBF, but another game mode. They gave it to us, and it's like all anyone does now, right? Like, there's constantly people in the new RBF just enjoying the shit out of it. And then they're like,
they need to still
all
do
right.
some quality of life stuff to it, but yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's in love with it.
And now they're like, all right, should we listen to the players again? Only a little bit. It's like, what? Why?
It's a suggestion, not really a guideline to follow.
Like, just listen to it. Just give us what we're asking for the love of God.
Like, in a lot of cases, there's a large group of players that are very horrible to listen to for advice on what they should do for the game. So I understand that part, but there is a section of the community that they need to just really focus their attention on, because they're giving PA all the advice in the world on what they could do to make this game great, and they just refuse. Now, they have slowly been adjusting to that over the last year and a half, so I do have to give them credit to that, but they still...
But they're not.
But they're still not at the same time. Yes, exactly. Like they're trying.
It's like sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so weird and so frustrating.
Yeah. It's like the whole snowboarding down the mountain thing is for the new and the ice fishing. Like, what? Why?
The snowboarding thing is a metaphor for a lot of BDO's releases, where it's like, oh shit, we're getting a new mount, dude. Strat, when that was being announced at the ball, we were all sitting there. Me and Reza are like, oh my god, it's gonna be a werewolf. It's gonna be a bear. It's gonna be a werewolf. No, it's gonna be a bear. And everyone in chat's like, holy shit, they're actually gonna do it. And they're like, it's a snowboard. And we're like, what? Why?
Yeah, that's so funny.
It's a personification of what every player is dealing with when it comes to PA's development decisions.
Oh my god!
It's just I don't know. Like, I took a break from the game way back when New World was coming out. Like, even like a few weeks prior to New World coming out, because I was kind of frustrated with the state of the game and whatnot. Now, mind you, I'm playing again more casually than before, because I'm not really focusing too hard on it. But it's just like, now that I guess you could say kind of care a little bit less about this kind of stuff, it's still frustrating to watch, because I know players are just like dying for this stuff. And I'm just like, you guys, it's like right there in front of your eyes. Like, all you got to do is just like open up your eyes and you'll see what you need to do to fix the game, and that's it. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to take feedback. I'll say maybe the development side of things might be a little difficult for sure. Yeah, especially when you're implementing new systems and stuff like that. But some of this stuff is like, it's been around for ages. Arena systems have been around for ages. There's nothing like mysterious about it. Like, it's already been figured out. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we did get the temporary alpaca. That's good.
Hitcher.
Dude, I don't know, man. All right, so Strat, I want you to react to this because I hear this all the time, and it's like one of my pet peeves to actually hear because I just think it's completely false. But Prolibus is delaying this. They don't want this. They're not going to release this. They're delaying it until eventually they could just not release it because they're afraid of balance complaints.
Oh, yeah,
that is such a weird take.
It is the worst take. Yeah. Go ahead. Why is it a weird take?
Like, why would you purposefully
hide
delay
balance issues?
or remove content based off of like perception of balance? Like, it's so bizarre that there'd even be a consideration. Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. I'm trying to think of why someone would think that way, but I can't get in the head of that person. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I mean, honestly, from a business standpoint, it'd be so much better for their costumes because then they could focus it on the classes that people want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it also implies that they're not getting just nonstop balance complaints all day, every day to begin with. It's literally all they get all of the time.
Yeah. It's also like, why would they ever release anything then?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing matters at that point then. Like,
why would they release new grind spots when some classes grind better than others?
Exactly.
Why would they have sieges when some classes are better at large scale than others? Why would they introduce a new RBF when some classes are better at like small scale fights than others?
Why bother with reworks?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. That's a very silly thing to say.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it is. You'd be paralyzed forever. It's like you can't be paralyzed by content, and I just don't. I don't think that they are. I feel like they actually think. I don't even know, man. I wonder where their opinions come from, like the devs, on what they think that we want sometimes. Like, for example, when we were all asking for RBF, and Rez, I told you and I asked you this a while back, that my fear, because it was like, oh, we're going to start releasing new maps. And then they released the Garmoth map, which was a bad map, just in design, just entirely bad. It was like there was no redeeming qualities about it. On paper,
nothing good about that one.
Yeah, there was nothing good about it. And then it's like, I'm like, my fear is that they release that map and they're like, oh, I guess people don't want new RBF maps because look, no one plays it. And it's like, no, we just don't want a shitty map. We want it to be like fun and interesting. So, I don't know. It's just, yeah, with the arena stuff, this is sad, man. I just want to queue up. There's people that just want to queue up and fight. And it's like, it's something that gives you like pride about playing the game too. When you can like rank up or tell people that, oh, I was ranked this and whatever. Hey, I don't know. It's just so weird to leave out.
I feel like BDO is the personification of a goal simulator. No matter what you are doing in the game, you're always doing it towards either some sort of gear goal or some other account goal or skill goal or something like that. Like that's how I feel like a lot of people play it. I know I play it that way. You know, you get a gear gain, like, okay, what's next? You know, what am I going to do next? Like, and a rank system in a game like this, where people are very adept to setting a goal, accomplishing a goal, and then setting another one, is like perfect. Because that's all ranking is. It's literally just like, I want to get better and I want to improve my rank. Set a goal, hit that goal, and rinse and repeat. And you'd always have something to work towards, whether it was PvE or PvP. And it's just like really weird that they have taken so long to get to this PvP like rewarding goals that you can actively go for. Like the Otter and Papu thing has been out for like a year and a half or whatever before ranked arena in a game with combat like this. Like, what are we doing, man? Come on,
dude. That was actually that was one of my favorite podcasts ever. Strat, we had Sasha on when that first got announced, and he was reacting to it like he hadn't heard about it yet.
Yeah, I forgot about that,
dude. It was actually so funny. Yeah, I know. It's, dude, that's one of those ones, like, that one the Papu Otter thing tilts me, man. That shit tilts me so much.
I haven't touched that at all. I refuse to.
Every time I see that announcement, too, I'm just,
Makes me so mad.
A war is broken out between the Pappers and the Otters. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Yeah, it's too bad, man. These arenas are something I was looking forward to, and I had been saying, I reiterated it last week. I mentioned it a few times in the past. I mentioned it in the partner Discord that this game, like I said this like 6 months ago, I was like, you have 3 to 6 months to get arenas in here. Otherwise, you actually don't have that entire portion of the game or gameplay to compete with Lost Ark. Like, it's just gone. Like, all of the people that want that are just gonna be like, oh, I can't get it here. It's just absolutely not an option. So I have to get it somewhere else. And there's a lot of people that want to ladder and rank up. And, like, so it's just so weird to not prioritize that. I don't know. Yeah, it's disappointing. It was sad. That night, Friday night, or Thursday night when we were watching it, we waited, we were refreshed when it came out, and to read it, even though I expected it, I even said, I was like, dude, I'm setting my expectations low. It's probably going to get delayed, or if it does come out, it's going to have some weird-ass rule set that isn't what we want. And the thing that was so sad is that it was literally both. I was right about both. I was like, no, they delayed it just to announce that it's also going to have some weird-ass rule set that nobody wants. Why? Just why? And it was just like, dude, the amount of people in chat. Like, this is the thing. It's like, you could get away with this 6 months ago. But now it's like every single person is like, yep, going to Lost Ark. Yep, this is why I'm playing Lost Ark. Yep, going to try out Lost Ark. Yep. Like,
Yeah.
It's sad. It's like, dude, you're like shooting yourselves in the foot, man.
Yeah. And what's weird about it, so here's the first thing I thought whenever I read the weird rule set thing. Why? Why are we adding a weird rule set to the most basic of ideas within an MMO that has PvP, right? And then the only thing I can think of is that they're trying to entice people that would otherwise not do it to come and participate. But I don't think they understand that the people who don't want to participate, I don't think this is gonna really change anything for them. I have no interest in the PvP arenas. I don't put a lot of emphasis on 1v1 in small scale. Desync plays too much of a factor in who wins those fights, and it's really frustrating for me. And I just avoid that type of content because if I participate in that type of content, it makes me not want to play the game. And so it feels like they're trying to make these changes to entice people who would otherwise not participate to go and participate, but that doesn't make me want to go participate. I still don't want to go do 1v1s, 2v2s or whatever. The rule set was never the problem. I don't know, it's just such a weird thing where it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. Nihilus is saying it's for balance reasons, but it doesn't make any sense to throw in 1v1, which is arguably the lesser balanced version of the game, into your 3v3 because they want it to look more balanced. It actually is the opposite effect.
I think
I agree.
I think it is stupid. I just want to preface by saying that.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm going to get in the head of PA, I think the reasoning behind that is that certain classes specialize in 1v1s, and their efficacy falls off pretty hard for each extra person you add. A good example is Suck Striker, absolutely useless in small scale, 3v3, 5v5. It's not meant for that. It's really solid for 1v1s, and the more people you add, the worse that class gets. And I think that's maybe what they're trying to do. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't understand why to begin with. But I think that would be the reasoning that they're probably using. But it's super hard to wrap my head around that because it doesn't even saying that, it doesn't really make any sense.
No,
just you have the 1v1 arena for that.
Yeah,
just
you
do that.
just have the 1v1 arena and the people that prefer that. And also, like the thing is with 3v3, while maybe Suck Striker is one of the lesser, like a spec that's like not as good. Like I know, like a good Suck Striker could still make a difference in a 3v3,
Yeah,
and have impact. Like
can.
that's the thing is like
100%.
that's what's so great about 3v3. While I personally do still want a 1v1 arena, the 3v3 is such a great format for this game because when you play along other people, you can still make things happen even if your class is considered like, oh well, you're not super good in this specific situation. Because you can work with someone else, and then in tandem, you guys actually can make it work, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It just
I think there's
is weird.
Also, the potential, the reason maybe why they want to do this way is because if they have a separate 1v1 queue, you will end up running into people who are playing only 1v1 rat classes. And like that queue will be miserable for one of like.
Oh, what?
I know. I understand that. I'm with you 100% on it, but I think that's the reasoning that they're doing this because having
like
a queue
every
be miserable
MMO
like that,
ever.
Yeah, I could
exactly.
No, I can understand
it's
that.
just standard. at this
Yeah, I
point
get
for
that.
every MMO like
No, that one is the one that makes the most sense to me when making the argument for the 1v1 for sure. However, I still think if that is their thinking, that it's still flawed just because one of the things about 1v1, even though there will obviously be a meta, this is true in all games, there's always a meta, and especially in 1v1 where it's like, damn, like these classes are a little bit better. But the thing that makes that arena enticing to the ones that aren't is the accomplishment of beating these people that they're not supposed to beat. Do you remember like 2 years ago? I always use this as an example, but 2 years ago or 3 years ago when we had that BSL that did the King of the Hill thing where it was like 3v3 teams or 4v4 teams, and then they had to do a King of the Hill, and it was like this weird 10v10. And that wizard, that awakened wizard, ran through a ninja, a Musa, and it was like ninja, Musa, and God, what was the last class? It was like another class that was like supposed to be better at one. It was like ninja, Musa, Sork, or something like that. And everyone was blown away. It was an awakening wizard that just ran through these classes that they're not supposed to beat. And there are people that are good enough that they're actually going to beat these classes. And they just be like, yeah, but the bad players won't. It's like, well, then their MMR will tank and they'll fight against people they can beat. That's the whole point of MMR and ELO, is so that it keeps your win rate around 50-50. That's like the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the system. So it's like, so you still have fun when you queue up. So it's like this whole like, well, yeah, but someone like, I just use them as an example, like Victor's or Illyrian, who actually would beat the average and even above average ninjas and Kunos and Sorks. They don't get the chance to ever do that. Even just because it's like, well, but the bad players won't. It's like, yeah, but the bad players will be queuing up against other bad players. Like that's the thing. So it's not that big of a deal. Like I highly disagree with it, but I do understand that thinking more so for the 1v1 arena. But for 3v3, to me, it makes zero sense because you can make so many comps work out.
Yeah.
And also,
it's weird.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add in, and also it's like, well, it'll show the balance issues. Then make balance changes, man. Then make some balance changes. Like what? Okay, hey, what we realize this is really bad in this situation. We're gonna figure out what we could do to make it a little bit better. Like that's what all these games do, is they make balance changes. Like it's always like this. Well, yeah, but the balance is like it's completely set in stone. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess since they have this set in stone balance and they're never gonna make changes, we can't do these arenas. But like they can make changes. So you get the information and then you make changes. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't seem that complex to me. Did Nash have to bounce?
He did have to bounce, unfortunately. He's having family problems still.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Every single like, I don't even know if I want to call them counter arguments, because it's not really counter arguments. Like everybody's in agreement about arenas other than PA, right? It's just like trying to reason out like what their nonsense decision making is. But like all of the like counter arguments or reasoning or whatever you want to call it is just like, it's all so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like every game ever does it. Every game ever has it. So it's like, why are we trying to fix this thing that literally history has showed cannot be fixed? Like, I don't understand. Like, oh, well, if you do a 1v1 queue, some classes are going to struggle. Like, yeah. So what, are you going to not come out with this content until you fix this impossible question that no one's been able to solve for however long video games have been around? Like, what? I don't know. It's so, like, weird.
Yeah. You know what would be a nice start for them, though, is to just stop announcing dates. That would be a huge...
Or that I thought they learned their lesson. They just have not learned. They just can't figure it out to keep their yappers shut when it comes to dates. It's unbelievable.
Well, I think they know that now, right? They said that in a fairly recent thing that in regards to the balls, they're like, yeah, we're going to stop talking about things that are just ideas.
But they don't. They gave the date.
They did the date for
and they missed it. Yeah. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So why, like, I would rather them, like, the Calpheon ball and the Heidel ball, which they probably should only really do once a year, not twice a year or 3 times a year. It should just be, hey, here's what's coming next week because it's done. Period. Don't tell us what you're working on. Don't tell us what you hope to achieve. Don't tell us any of that stuff. Just be like, yo, here's the content that's done, and it's coming out next week. And then everyone would be like, hell yeah, fucking sick. Instead of like, well, they're working on this, and this, and then every single week you're just up, nope, no, it's not out. Next week up, nope, it's not out. It's not out. It's like, just finish the content. Don't even talk about stuff that you're working on, especially if there's any chance it ever gets canceled. Because it's like, there's no point. You're just letting people down constantly, and then eventually you form a reputation. What would they announce at the balls? They would announce only stuff that's done. That's why I'm saying it needs to just be once a week or once a year.
Once a week.
once a year. So they save all of the content and then be like, yo, this is done. Here it is. And when it's not done, you don't have a freaking Calpheon ball. Does Apple have their keynote every year when the iPhones aren't ready? No, they wait until they're ready. They announce the release date and then they release them. Does Google do the same thing? Same exact thing. Like games, like when you have an announcement for content that is done, you announce the content that is done. Let people cheer and celebrate, be excited about it, and let them hear about it the first time then, and then release it. Instead of like, hey, here's all the things that we're working on. It'll be done in Q1. And then Q1 comes, it's like, well, we did one of those 12 things and all the other stuff is postponed. Here's the new dates. And then it's postponed again. And here's the new dates. It just seems so counterproductive. It just seems so bad. I don't know. And I know like other games kind of do it too, but there was this side by side, this Reddit post that I think we talked about at Resler like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but they did a comparison between last year's Lost Ark equivalent to the Calpheon ball and BDO's Calpheon ball. And like of all of the announcements, like BDO had something like 29% of the announced content got released by the end of the year. And it was like 87% of the Lost Ark announcements got released by the end of the year. Like
that's 29%. That is
it's so
unbelievable.
Bad. It's so bad.
That's not even close to a passing grade. What the hell, man?
It's so bad. So that's 70. Could they not have just announced only that 29% of the stuff?
And that goes back to what he was saying about the ball, right? That they're just announcing like ideas, like obviously that's not all of the problem, but that's when you're talking about like that stat specifically. I think that's where that comes from. Is every time some intern has an idea that they're like, yeah, we should look into the feasibility of doing that. At the next ball, they announce it like it's content, and then it's like
I don't know. It's just weird thing because like obviously when you announce a bunch of crap, it just seems like there's going to be so much content coming, and that does build hype.
Yep.
You know, and it is just the dumbest thing that they execute so poorly on it is, and I don't know. I think I'm right with you, Frosty. They should literally only talk about stuff that is literally done, and then do a global release of it next week. Because, I mean, it's not cool to watch an announcement of a new region and then be like, yeah, you're gonna get it in 9 months. Have fun, man.
Release a Megalol.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna get in exactly.
Remember when they said they were gonna standardize all the builds, and that's why they added even more pay to win than was already in the game to our game, and then we still get content 2 years after KR gets it.
So sick, dude.
Well, imagine in this hypothetical world where, let's say this Calpheon ball that's happening in March. Let's say that's the only one that happens. Like, they could do some winter one where it's just, hey, this is not a place for announcements. We're just giving out awards and thanking you guys for playing our game, and here's all the rewards, here's the codes, and they do like those games and stuff like they normally do. That could literally have been the winter one. And then in March, they announce, hey, here's a new RBF, here's the winter region, and it's released next week. All servers, done. Just the perception of that would be so much better than what's happening right now.
100%.
So much better. It's yeah.
I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most, is that I feel like they're just not working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the impression.
Like, I feel like they've got this big ass office with all these people, and they just don't do anything there because nothing is coming out ever. Like, that new RBF, I was so surprised that we got that in the speed that we did. I really am.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that it happened, but it just feels like for 99% of the stuff in the game, like, nothing is being worked on and nothing is happening. Like, they can't produce content and do a rework balance patch. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Too many devs working on Doki V, dude.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. It does feel like that sometimes, where it's like, wait, like, I remember thinking this whenever they said that all the content was being delayed for the class reworks. I was like, how do you make as much money as you do, and you don't have the capacity to work on 2 things at once? That's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, like, oh no, dude, they definitely have like a lot of people. They just put them all on class reworks, because class reworks still took a long time to like all come out for what you would consider like a multi-billion-dollar company to like have in their pocket for like manpower. I don't know, it's so weird.
Sorry, I have to read this guy. Rhymy in chat says the guy doing the roadmap is the same guy who does the auto paths.
I saw that. That's funny as fuck. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, well, it's unfair for the people that are working super hard there. It's just that, like, because of their announcement schedule versus their release schedule, it gives off the impression that nothing is getting done. And it's like, why would you ever even put yourself in a situation where that could be the impression that people get from you? It's like, just don't even do that at all. Just stop doing it. I don't know. It's like, and
then also, like, whenever you announce things really early, right? Like, and especially if you give dates, like, this is like really crunching your devs, right? Because now it's like, all right, we've announced this, it has to come out, and then even worse if it has to come out by this specific date, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about things that are unhealthy for like developers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why aren't you guys tired in-house of being disappointed by not meeting your deadlines? That has to be exhausting after a while. So just stop putting them, because you're the one creating the deadlines.
I mean, I feel like at a certain point, like, if you have no deadlines for anything and don't create these deadlines, then nothing's going to happen. Like, they're just going to sit there and like nothing's ever going to come out, you know? I feel like I like deadlines to a certain extent, because I know things are on have a timeline, you know what I mean? And as somebody who works with deadlines all the time, like, it does make me get shit done when I have to meet a deadline.
Right.
So I feel like at a certain point, if you just remove deadlines, like, it would be kind of like, if there's nothing on the line ever, you never have to push to get something done. I don't know. It just feels a little weird, but I get it. And it's so frustrating when people don't make the deadlines or meet the deadlines.
Yeah. You got to set expectations is the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm with BD Foundry. Like, that's the thing that's so weird. It's like, you less than 2 weeks ago, you said February 4th. So if it was so far from being done that you can't even explain what it is and show some screenshots, why on earth did you say February 4th? That's not
That
even
is true.
close.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point.
That's not 6
You
months.
couldn't even put the thing in the game. Like, yeah, that's a very good point.
That's crazy. It's just a crazy short, like, hey guys, next week it's coming. And then the following week, sorry guys, it's just not done yet. And it's like, well, what the hell? Why last week? What made you think it was done? What changed in 7 days?
Yeah, they're like halfway through, like, actually, we haven't even started it.
Well,
Not gonna lie to you.
because I like, and this is how, at least to me, this is how that post reads. It's because they have right now, they have ready to send exactly what all of us want. But they don't want to release what all of us want. They're like, but that's boring. We need to put a twist on it. And it's like, no, stop.
Bro.
Like, that's how that post reads to me. Is they're like, yeah, we could release it, but like it's so boring and like it's what every other MMO has done. And it's like, that's what we want.
Dude, they're just like, what if, now hear me out, what if we have a round where you're an otter? Am I right, guys? Like,
yes.
Yes.
What if one of the rounds is we teleport you to the Mountain of Eternal Winter and it's actually just a snowboarding race? Would that be good for you guys? It's like, no, it wouldn't.
That's the sudden death. It's like on draws, we teleport you to the snowboard region and just board down.
We do some alpaca racing, bro. Oh my god.
It'd be better than a prerequisite though, where you have to do Savage Rift for 45 minutes to get into the arena. That would also be awful.
But like, is that not how that post reads to you guys?
No, it does. It reads exactly like that.
It reads to me like, we have what you guys want, but we think it's boring, so we're adding layers to it. And nobody wants layers. Just give us what we're asking for, please.
Yeah.
And it's like, and some people in your chat, Frosty, were talking about this earlier, and this is how this decision comes off to me. This comes off to me as they showed this to their investors ready to send out, and investors were like, yeah, but doesn't other MMOs do that? And Prolibus was like, I mean, yeah. That's why the players. That's why the players want it. Is because every other MMO also has this. It's like, yeah, but couldn't we like make it a little bit different, right? Make ours like unique so that like it's something that players like enjoy spending time on because it's different from every other MMO. And Prolibus is like, I guess, but that's not like the point of it. I don't know. It's so weird. It's such an anti-player like decision is what's confusing about it.
Yeah. If you want to get more tilted, which you can choose to get more tilted. You can just go on YouTube and watch the Black Desert Mobile ranked arenas. If you want to really upset yourself, where they literally have a fucking queue system. That is exactly what we're looking for in our game. You have to look no further than within your own company to find the answers. Where you queue up, you have a time limit, you have a ranking, and it just fucking works. And guess what? BDO mobile balance isn't perfect either. Everyone who's like, well, they don't do it because of balance reasons. Yeah, this shit's not balanced either. All right? Not at all. But you know what? They still get to do it. The people that want to do it still get to queue up.
You see, if we came out with arenas on PC, then some of our mobile players might go play PC instead. We don't want to split our own market like that. Like,
they have the whole interface. They have everything. Look, boom, victory, diamond, $34.99. Look at that, man. Plus 110 MMR at the victory. Oh. Ranked up to master. Crazy.
Man, wouldn't that be cool to have in BDO, man? Could you imagine? Wow.
Yeah, but isn't that boring, guys? Don't you want something like new and exciting and different? Like, don't you just want that with a twist?
Yeah, just a twist, you know? Just a random twist.
Just a random twist thrown in there somewhere.
Otter fights. I do like the idea of it just transforms you into a Papu for the last match, and you have a fish.
Oh fuck no!
The last round is Savage Arena.
You know what? You know what I was reading when I was reading this post as well. The one thing I was thinking about was like the rewards as well. They still haven't decided how they're going to do the rewards yet for this, which is relatively interesting to me. What do you guys think would be like a good way to do the rewards for this? Like, how would you want to do that? You guys think?
5 billion silver per win, 2.5 billion silver per loss minimum.
Just to compete with orcs, yeah.
Just to compete with orcs.
I don't think it needs to be raw silver, but it would be nice to get rewards that lets me accumulate wealth over time, even if it's not super efficient. I don't know. I'd have to like really sit down and break it down, but
literally just do Shadow Arena rewards where you get like items. That's all you need to do. It's very, very easy.
Yeah, Shadow Arena type rewards would be interesting, and you could throw in some of the newer items that are in there now. It's like dust or Kaffir stones, etc.
What do you guys think about like PvP consumables being a little bit more available through PvP?
Yeah,
like I know that would hurt for like alchemy for like giants or whatever, but
the way they are for
like
trials, you mean?
Yeah,
no, like they have those like reward boxes from the weekly RBF quest, like just doing that, but like having it be after a win, like you get a box like that after a win with some PvP stuff in it that's otherwise pretty hard to get. I think that'd be pretty cool because like there are a lot of things that are just like off the table, like deep seas or metal only or through that fucking box, which is, you know, and deep seas are sick to have. And the mortal what is that corrupted potion or whatever, like getting those from PvP boxes like that, I think that'd be good too. You know, it doesn't devalue the life scaling directly. It just adds a little bit of value to stuff that people never have or use. You know, like I don't want to use a deep sea unless it's immortal because getting a deep sea is a real pain in the ass sometimes. You know. Yeah.
If you rank up at the end of a season, you could get the Nuver costume without having to pay 30 bill.
Ooh, juiced.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million things they could do. That would be so simple and easy. But yeah, I like that idea. Consumables, especially like the rare ones that are like really, really hard to get and
like detection elixirs. Is anybody doing that still? Like making? I have an order on detections and I have not gotten it for like 2 months now. Is that a thing that people buy? Like, are people getting those at all? Like, I'm not.
No, and a lot of these are not even like profitable. Even at like cap price, some of these are not. Like, does it make any sense to make charm perfumes? Or charm?
I don't think so. I think they're not. I think the effort to make them is also a real pain in the ass too.
Yeah, like I don't even know if these are profitable for your time and the materials you need. Like that would be a decent reward that people would use.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that I mean there's a bunch of different things they could do. That definitely consumables is a good idea of stuff like at least as a choice.
I'm not too mad about like I don't need to. Well, I guess it's because this is like I'm biased a little bit here because I'm already pretty geared. So I don't need to make money to get gear from PvP. But it would be nice to like get stuff that I use while I PvP and like kind of get it back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like just being able to bring those back in and not have to spend a shitload of money on just buffs alone all the time. And also making no money is just kind of rough.
Yeah. I don't know. I think about something along the lines of like, what if queuing up for PvP made you about the same money that you could make if you were 269 Kudum grinding Thornwood without any loot scroll, aggress, or buffs? Like a place like that where it's like kind of modest money even when you are fully buffed up. But like, so I don't know, whatever that would net out to be around like, what would that be?
Is it like 200 mil or whatever?
I don't even think it'd be that. It'd probably be like 140, 150. But and it's a mixture of like items and rewards and dust and stones and everyone keeps saying Potion Shop would never accept that. Yeah. So I don't know. It would be cool. Like I've been doing a lot of RBFs lately, on stream, and then at the end of like 4 hours of RBFs, I have like 105 mil, and I'm just like, God, that is 7 minutes at Orcs.
Yep.
That I got back in that 4 hours.
But what's crazy is like for me, I'm like, dude, because I'm so used to like old RBF, right? Where after 4 hours of RBF, you've made 2 million silver. I'm like, dude, 100 mil, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah, the bar for making money through PvP is so low that like anything over like 15 mil an hour is like so good in a lot of people's eyes. They're like so happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, it does help, like with the dust every day and the weekly reward, like those actually are nice, especially if you only do RBFs like occasionally. Like those are nice little touches.
Yeah.
There could be more,
Absolutely.
Anyway, so Arena has been delayed. Hopefully the delay and people's reaction to this ends up getting them to be like, okay, no, we got it. Just a 3v3 and a 1v1. We understand. Our bad. And that'd be cool. And then this whole balance thing, just, yeah, okay, we're going to... I mean, they said in the post, they said that they're going to balance. They're going to look at the results of like the arena and make balance changes. That was in the big note that they sent. So it's like, I don't know. It's whatever. Let's move on. I want to talk about some of the other things. Some of the slightly more positive stuff. So, for example, tag characters have been changed to be able to use Imperial production delivery. So you can do Imperial turn-ins on tag characters now. Congratulations.
Let's go. That should have been added like 2 years ago. Let's go.
Yeah. So that's good. They added this new boss to the region that we do not have. It does kind of seem interesting, but I don't know how to address how exciting it is since we don't have any of that stuff yet. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, they added the skill add-on screen to your skill screen, which is actually really nice. So when someone's like, "Oh, can I see your add-ons?" Like you can actually just, or if someone asks what your add-ons are, like you always have access to them now, at least to see what they are. I don't think you can change them unless you're at an instructor and stuff still, but you can at least view what they are. So that's cool. And then was there anything else like kind of big in here? They did some PvE buffs for Suck Wiz Witch and some bug fixes for a bunch of other classes. It's kind of it, really. There's no major balance changes. Oh yeah, they did add, for those of you who run evasion, they did add magic evasion, ranged evasion, melee evasion options to the war stats. So the thing that you could get at the bottom of your stat screen, the Yanaros of Light, Pilgrim Steps, and Knight's Defense, you can now choose between one of the evasion ones instead. So there's only 6. There's 6 total, right? There's one. There's melee DP, magic DP, and range DP, or magic evasion, ranged evasion, melee evasion. So if you are an evasion class and you think that the evasion is going to benefit you more, you, instead of getting the DR, you'll get the evasion. It's pretty high, yeah. It's 10% evasion.
It'll be really nice for like after artifacts. It'll be actually really cool. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So there's that. All right, yeah, I will, Yumi, in a second. Let me just get through. I think that's really it for this patch, though. That's all they really added. And yeah, I wanted to get to what Resler wanted to talk about, but that is something I wanted to ask you about, Strat, since you're our first guest since they announced the artifacts and the lightstones. But what are your feelings, thoughts on the artifact lightstone system?
I think it's really cool. I'm really, really excited for it. I think the change of or the variability in options is really, really nice. these artifacts will kind of end up being like kind of build defining or really be a big part of your overall build. So there's a lot to theorycraft there, which is really fun. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that they have it so that you can't just like hot swap them instantly and like be able to change your artifact like at any point in time at anywhere. I guess maybe I'm kind of torn on that, but I think it's just cool to like have a little bit of like being able to switch it, of course, is important. But I think you should have to like not be able to adjust on the fly, because I think if you are super geared on a super good class for evasion or whatever, you can just hot swap your artifact to be you just can't be killed in certain situations, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, like just taking it off, putting it on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you already have preset artifacts already built, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice to not be able to, but I don't see how they'd stop it unless they had a new system not let you do that for gear in general.
Yeah, I think they'd probably have to do like some extraction tool sort of vibe, but I don't personally think that'd be a good way to go about it either. It is a little weird.
Yeah. Are you gonna are there any particular ones you were interested in? Did you see the spreadsheet?
Yeah, I'm going the big evasion one.
The big
Probably
evasion
first. Because I play super armor classes, so like the minus 80% like resist doesn't really matter,
Right.
And being tankier in super armor classes is really important in my opinion. So I went evasion to begin with. Because I was DR before. I've done every build pretty much at this point. But yeah, that's like for Musa in particular, and if I'm thinking about playing striker, that's kind of the goal right now would be to get the tanky as I could possibly be, because I'm pretty much in super armor all the time anyways.
23 DR and 46 evasion that one gives in total.
It's very good. That's a good one.
That is a lot of stats. Yeah. Any offensive ones you'd consider if you're just going like glass cannon?
I think it's hard to. I don't have the spreadsheet on hand. Oh wait, did you link it?
Yeah, I can link it in the Discord. Here you go.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, there's the one that has. It's like a accuracy AP one that doesn't, or maybe it was accuracy and human damage that doesn't have any downsides. I think that would be the one I would go for initially if I was like doing a glass cannon build, because the gains on it are pretty good, and I think the downsides kind of. You'd have to be like a sword, because it's like quite a bit of damage reduction and evasion cut and all that other stuff.
So you're saying one of these ones like all AP plus 8, accuracy 12, stamina 75, and crit damage or down attack damage or whatever, like one of those ones?
Yeah. The stamina one probably not the one I would go for, but
are there?
Yeah, the down attack crit damage or whatever. If there's that'd be big. I can't find right now.
Yeah, if you look at the ones like Master of Skills, scroll down
I think
to
that was
like
the one actually.
number 248, like these ones. These ones have no like actual downside except that you're not wearing the defensive ones. Is the only actual downside, but they do seem pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It is clear that the stats aren't quite as high for the offensive ones as they are for the defensive ones, which I think is a good thing overall. But I don't know. I guess it just depends. We'll see.
I think in general, for the general consensus is that damage is way too high in this game right now. So
exactly.
I'm kind of glad that that's the way it is, because dying in like actually 2 skills is not very fun,
The actual glass cannon-y ones are stuff like I'll just use this down attack one for example, but all damage reduction minus 15, so you lose 15 DR, 25 evasion, but you gain 20 AP and 3% down attack damage, and the full stats with everything is 24 AP and 5% down attack. Or if you do the accuracy one, it's 38 accuracy and 5% down attack, which is actually a huge amount of stats as well. And the down attack isn't that big, but 38 accuracy is like more than a pen accessory.
Yeah. It's very good. That's a lot of accuracy. But the thing for me is that like people don't like distos in DR builds because of the loss of DP, you know? So I can't imagine people are going to make that decision, like make the minus 15 damage reduction because they already are not like they're actively trying to get around the minus DP on distos. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that's the coolest thing is like the theory crafting that people can go for it, and you can really hone in on a play style that you have with these artifacts and really amplify it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you really want to be a glass cannon, you have those options. If you want to sort of like jack of all trades, you have that option. Tankiness, you know, it's a lot of good stuff.
It's a lot of DR loss.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of DR loss. What about some of these specialty ones? Were any of these interesting to you? Like maybe the grind buff one or some of the monster ones for PvE that are kind of nutty?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really look too much into them for PvE because I didn't really consider it as much as more so focused on PvP stuff. But if you can swap them pretty nice and like pretty easily, I mean, they're going to be really good to have. Like some of the monster damage reduction, I think one of them's like 20 or something like that.
Yeah, you get a huge amount.
Pretty high. It's like actually pretty good.
And here's an example of an offensive one. This one in total with the stones plus the set effect, you get 16 monster AP and 14% critical hit chance. So if you don't have 100% crit on your skills, it's an insane amount of damage. There's the drop rate one, and then some of these monster. Let's see. Here's the off. Oh, here. This one, the Iron Fortress, monster damage reduction plus 20 and damage taken from monsters minus 6%, which is pretty huge.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, these are they're interesting. They're cool. I like it. There's way more than I thought.
Yeah.
Right? Like way more than I thought there was going to be.
It's really nice. I mean, like I said, there's so many variables and like so many different ways you can decide to use these. That's probably the most interesting thing about it, right? They could have came out with this like 4 or 5 options, but they've got so many of them, which is awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. I'm curious if we get these soon or if they're going to wait for the winter region. Because, like, you technically don't need winter region for anything in there.
Yeah, I hope we get it soon. Way sooner than the we're supposed to get the new region. Hopefully.
All right, Rez. What did you have for us, man?
All right. I have 2 things to share with the class.
Okay.
Both of them are just kind of funny things that someone showed to me a couple weeks back. This first link, if you will please click on it. This is the very first trailer ever shown for Black Desert Online.
All right, we're gonna watch this together.
Yeah.
All right. Let me. I'll stream it in Discord so we can watch it at the same time. Here we go. Hold on. The very first Black Desert Online trailer.
Yep. So this was released on September 7th, 2012.
Yeah. Yeah, the old music. "2012, I wasn't even born yet," someone says.
Now it is just fun seeing how awful the graphics are, and like in some shots you can see the pop in. It's just like, holy shit, that's definitely BDO for sure. But at the end of it, they showcase some large scale stuff, and I thought it was kind of interesting actually. And we'll talk about it whenever we get there, but it's just kind of weird.
It's actually crazy for 2012 though. This is pretty insane.
Yeah, it is actually not bad. That's so long ago. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I was hauling ass. Oh my god.
10 years. This trailer is almost 10 years old.
Yeah. God, I wish Zerker still moved like that.
Look at that combat, baby!
Oh, dude.
Look at that frame rate. You gonna fight mobs on your horse, dude?
Dude, the blood looks so bad.
Yeah, that looks terrible. That's so bad.
PvE roll, baby.
The hell
What is that?
What was that? Wait a minute. Lightning axe throw? What the?
Oh, just hanging out with your friends.
Something that literally no one does. Uh-huh.
No, this is the actual BDO trailer from 2012. This is not the
First
mobile version.
official trailer, baby.
Dude, that Tamer outfit
Almost-
is sick. What is that outfit?
Almost 10 years old.
Hey, look at that guy chopping those trees. Oh, he's moving.
He's doing a whole lot of moving, not a lot of chopping.
I like the voice acting.
Yeah, right?
Oh, here we go, dude. Wait, what is that? Is that Kudum?
No, that's the boss that shows up in the main quest line.
Oh, okay.
Valencia Part 2, I think. You don't fight him or anything, you just talk to him.
I don't do bosses. I don't do quests, I mean. Dimtree. Dude, they didn't have the gear to fight Dimtree. This dude would wipe all of them right there. What is that thing?
What is that?
I'm pretty sure I fought Mudster one time in my life.
Here we go, baby!
Oh shit!
Oh, is this
Look at
large scale?
this!
What the?
Look at this!
What the?
Dude, look at this large-scale PvP,
Wait,
baby!
what are all those people with spears?
Yeah, dude, right? Look at this!
Dude, I wish that's what the actual gate looked like in a castle. Instead of it being a 3x3 character wide gate.
Look at this large-scale PvP, baby!
Look at the slaughter! Oh my god!
Okay, that's hilarious.
That is actually so funny.
So, okay, so hold on. If you rewind, okay?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. If you go to, like, when it first shows it at, like, 343, like, 340, 34, you're in
Mhm.
that range, you could see what looks like NPCs. Like,
Yeah,
that
it
does
does
look
look
weird
like
to me.
NPCs,
Here,
yeah.
guys.
It almost looks like it's supposed, like, their original thought process of how to do large scale was like you would be a player and you would control, like, I guess, like a platoon of NPCs, and then, like, instead of just being all players, your main army would consist of mostly NPCs that you'd, like, control in some way.
Yeah. Divio says the only real part of the trailer is in the end when there's 300 bodies next to the gate. Or below the
But, like, if you look, like, the warrior on the horse is holding, like, some, like, spear axe thing.
gate. Yeah.
Like, that's sick as hell.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
and-
hell, man.
What castle is this supposed to be?
That's
by
the
way?
Looks
Hideout
like Hideout
Castle.
Castle, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it is, isn't it? But yeah,
God.
I don't know. It's just like whenever I saw that, I was like, dude, what? What is this?
I want to
Yeah,
know
that
what's
looks
happening.
like-
If you look at...
Most of the people aren't even they're standing still if you look at it.
Yeah, a lot of the people are standing still. But right at 358, spearmen spawn in behind him, behind this warrior. Like a bunch of them. They spawn in
Oh,
on
yeah,
top
yeah,
of
yeah.
each other, like 40
Oh
of them.
yeah.
Oh shit, you're right.
What the fuck is that, dude? Talk about desync.
So was it like? Is it supposed to be like Dynasty Warriors, where like you go into like an area and then a bunch of mobs spawn, and then you have like one like boss NPC, but in this case it's actually another player, maybe?
I don't know. And then we have this giant bubble. What is this bubble? This giant
Yeah,
purple
what is-
puddle on the right of the screen.
Dude, this is so weird. This looks so different.
Dude, right?
Maybe
That's why I wanted to show it to you guys.
Yeah,
It's like
this is cool.
crazy.
it does kind of give me hope for Ashes of Creation. You can look like shit at one point and then make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
And this is 2012, dude, almost 10 years ago. And in how many months? In 7 months, it will have been 10 years since this trailer launched.
Yeah.
Everybody's first look at Black Desert Online was this trailer, dude. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. All right.
All right. Thing number 2 that I wanted to share with the class.
All right.
Now, this is kind of like less interesting, and we don't have to watch the whole thing unless for some reason you guys want to. But here is a gameplay trailer for Doki V.
Okay.
There's really only one thing that
Let me
someone
stream
pointed out
here.
to me. I was watching this trailer on stream, and someone pointed something out to me, and I did a literal in real time double take.
Okay.
But
So we just watch
we
the whole
can-
thing through?
yeah, we can watch
Okay.
the whole thing if you want. It's only 3 minutes, so it's not like it takes a long time.
It's a great game, so I'm into it. Let's do it. I'm excited about this game.
Dude, honestly, this trailer makes it look pretty fun.
It makes it look ridiculously fun, yeah.
Yeah. As long as you can play with friends, because it's not an MMO anymore. They've specifically said that it is no longer an MMO. So my new thing is like, if this is a single player game, I'm gonna be really sad. But if you can play this game with friends, dude, this actually looks kind of fun.
No, it's definitely multiplayer. They were very clear about that.
It better be.
Yeah, I'd have to see the post where they said it's not an MMO. I think they said it's not a traditional MMO.
Dude, right, Strat?
Dude, yeah, the flying looks so cool.
Dude, it looks so good.
Like they have the this is what
OKV
Elvia.
main. Hold on.
Dude, it looks so cool. It actually does.
Boy has a hit. Oh my god! I'm the hammer main. I've been one for the last 10 years of my life.
There's the alpaca that we got. Dude, the flying in this game, like there's another moment in this trailer where they start flying and I'm just like, that looks so fucking cool.
That umbrella thing is actually sick.
Dude, supersonic skates. And she
Yeah,
has a
that guy's
vacuum
freaking
on her
schmoovement.
back.
Look at that
Rockets,
schmoovement. Like,
rocket skates, dude. Hell yeah.
She shot the heart.
Hey, hammer. Oh shit!
Yeah, the combat looks nuts. Look at
that.
this!
Wait, that's- oh my god!
The combat looks cracked in this game.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. If I was playing this game and someone walked in on me playing it, I would be very embarrassed.
Alt F4.
I'd be like, you know.
Look, you fucking Spider-Man
I'd be like,
around in the
I'd blow
air.
my
Look
brains like,
at-
yo,
look
what's
at
up,
this.
Dude, yeah, this flying, look at this shit. Chasing
That is actually
Moltres.
sick. Like that's actually super cool.
Dude, I was watching the dev interview with this, and they were talking about the flying. They said that the flying got added later on. That they were like, there's something missing in this game. And they were like, you know what we all wanted to do when we were kids? Fly. Let's just add flying.
Hell yeah, dude. That's how games should be made.
Yeah.
It's just like, would be fucking fun to do in our game.
Dude, just getting confetti blasted.
I think that one just committed a war crime, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is that?
yeah.
That guy pumping his arms. Look at that. Look at that guy. Woo!
Yeah, this game looks nice. So was it what was it that they pointed out?
Okay, so what was pointed out to me is someone said, dude, what's crazy is that this game, you can tell that this game is made in the exact same game engine rather as BDO. And I was like, wait, is it? And I was like, well, like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but like, it looks so different. And they're like, yeah, but you want to know how you can tell it's like the exact same game engine? I was like, what? He said, look at the greenery.
Well,
you look at
here's the
grass,
thing, though.
look at trees. It's the exact same fucking.
Okay, so
like,
here's the thing, though, because I actually, again, I did a little bit of digging. It isn't actually the same engine. Now, it's inspired because the same devs,
Really?
right? But it actually is a whole new engine that they built.
oh, then they poured it over these fucking trees and shit because that's straight up BDO greenery right there.
Yeah. But I think
like
it's
extra vibrance on it. That's like,
Like, look, go to like, there's one point where it looks straight up like someone's fighting outside of Glish. Let me see if I can find it. It's the one where he's fighting like the
little
fucking
crocodile
salamander thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, go to like 112. Go to like 112. It's after the balloon thing.
Mhm.
Like, he straight up looks like he's fighting
Yeah.
outside Glish.
yeah, a little actually.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, it's going to be, I mean, the artists are like probably a lot of the same people, right? But they did say, I think it was for this game and Crimson Desert, they're using a more similar engine, if not the exact same, than what BDO is using. But it obviously is like an upgraded version of like the same thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, that's what they said for Crimson Desert, right? Is that they were using the Black Desert engine, but that they improved upon it or whatever else, yada yada. But yeah, like, if you go and like look at like the grass or any of the trees, like, you're like, that's like, I've seen that grass before. Like, that's BDO grass.
Just BDO grass. I don't know. This grass looks way more detailed to me, though. Like, if you look at it from this shot where she's hammering in these things, like, this grass looks not choppy. Like, it's actually like pretty smooth looking. It kind of looks nuts.
I think it's just thicker. I think.
Yeah, it might be thicker. Like, look at the garden when they're riding by. Dude, the color scheme in this game looks nuts. It's like so bright and colorful. It looks so cool. Yeah, this game is gonna be cool. Sad. I'm with Strat. It's gonna be embarrassing to play, but god,
It's gonna be
damn it,
so
this is
embarrassing,
gonna be
bro.
fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to also be running like, I don't know. You're also gonna have to be running some like manly shit that you can like alt tab to really quickly.
Yeah.
You have to have Call of Duty running in the
You're gonna have
background.
to have,
that you
like,
can just
a-
alt tab to real fast.
You're gonna have to have like a football game on the other monitor. Just like, yeah, I swear to God.
I was just looking for the sports channel.
I was looking for the sports channel, man. I don't know what the hell happened.
Hold on, babe.
Pornhub in the background.
No,
Instead of watching porn than playing this.
I'll be down in a minute. I'm having a rollerblade race with a panda with boxing gloves.
Look at this
almost
fucking hammer,
over.
though. God damn!
Yeah, that hammer looks nuts. And then it hits and it shocks the ground
And then it
after. Look at that,
explodes or
dude.
something. Yeah.
That shit looks crazy.
And then it turns into confetti?
no,
Did it turn into confetti at the end?
Yeah, it exploded.
Manly
into
confetti, though. Manly confetti.
Manly confetti. Dude, look at like the air combat. She jumps up in the air, she teleports in the air and just starts blasting people and then side dashes in the air.
Yeah, that's
Look at
cool.
this.
That's super cool.
Shit looks crazy, dude.
Like, this game,
Gotta-
so like, I think a lot of game devs can learn something from like this trailer, and I suppose like this game, if this is kind of the approach they're taking, like, just make something fun, man. This
Yeah.
shit just looks fun.
It does.
Like,
It does look fun.
like, more so than like the graphic style or like the actual, like, I don't
That
know, like the
world,
gameplay, the
dude.
content. I know almost nothing about this game, and I want to play it just because it looks fucking fun, man.
Dude, the view distance, and if everything in this game, like if you can explore everything that you can see here, this shit's gonna be nuts, dude.
If you could, yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the flying and everything, if you can actually, if there's no invisible walls, that would be huge.
There's another
have fun
point
there.
where I think he's like skateboarding or like rollerblading down a highway, and you could see just like one long road going along the coast, and it's just like, holy shit, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could find where that is.
Also,
but-
the combat seems pretty fun too, because it's like it looks like you're throwing out like Pokemon style monsters, but fighting along with them.
yeah. I can't seem to find it, but yeah, man, this trailer makes this game look really fun. and I know almost nothing about it other than it's like you capture these Pokemon things and you fight other Pokemon things with it. I have no idea if there's like PvP, if it's like a storyline, like you follow a quest line.
I will say, who is this for? You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like,
Yeah, who is this for?
It's
That's
for
a very
kids.
good
like
question.
the combat, but like with like little kids. I don't know. It's like,
Here, I'm looking at additional.
who is this for?
I think this is definitely
for shy
marketed
mains,
for
dude, I
children.
guess.
Dude, look at that world. Oh my god.
I feel like this is definitely marketed for like younger audiences, right? But there are gonna be a lot of people, a lot of boomers like us that are like, dude, that looks like fun. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, these graphics look insane.
They said they made it for adults who wanted to play games with their kids. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, so now I gotta.
It's a very
Yeah,
niche
that does
market,
make a
though.
lot of
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Now we got all have kids, so we can play this game and not feel
And
bad about
not
ourselves.
feel like a weirdo.
Dude, look at this.
Yeah, when are they
Whoa,
gonna
like, that
move
actually
Black
looks amazing.
Desert?
What the-
When are they gonna move BDO to this engine, dude? That's what I want to know.
That looks amazing. What
You
the?
know what I noticed through that whole trailer? Granted, like this could still be the case, but I didn't see it in the trailer. I didn't see Poppin.
No.
I
But
didn't
it
see
had a-
popping either. I'm not gonna lie.
It did have a little bit of some frame rate issues with all the when they had the
It did.
smoke
Oh,
going
for
around
sure.
in the background.
Yeah.
God. Imagine your guild is taking a screenshot and then your girlfriend walks in and this is what they
Yeah,
see.
and this is what you're got on your
Oh,
screen, dude.
no. Oh no.
You're like, I can explain.
It's not what it looks like, babe. I
That's not
swear.
what it looks like.
It's literally
These are
what's-
all grown adults.
That's just me, Pax, and Reslar right here. We're doing a conga line for the guild. The guild
It's
conga
literally
line.
it's literally this image. I put it in Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah, these screenshots look kind of nuts. Yeah, I don't know. This game looks wild. Like the world looks crazy.
Yeah, the graphics look really good. Like the art style is nice. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I've been asking for like a game like this in the Pokemon universe, and they refuse to give it to me. The closest thing we got is the new game, but it looks nothing like this since
Yeah,
it's on a
the
Switch.
the new game is ass. Like in terms of graphics, whatever.
Yeah. Dude, this looks crazy. The waterfall, dude, with the rainbow.
Of course, this is on remastered mode, which most PCs won't be able to
Yeah.
handle. Most of us will be playing on optimized.
Yeah, we'll be playing lowest optimal for the Node Wars.
Yeah, you gotta try and get your FPS up to maximize your damage against the other Pokemons.
Dude, look at this screenshot.
And that looks so good, dude.
That looks so. This is what Anthem was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh God,
This
Damn,
is
that
what
Anthem-
Anthem was
that-
supposed
Dougie
to
V is
be.
gonna be Frosty's new anthem. Here we go.
Oh no.
Just let me fly around in a big open world. That's all I want. That actually looks cool.
Yeah, see, that's what that's what Anthem did, man. It came out with something fun, but then it like lost the fun somewhere along the way. And
Well,
that's a
the,
big
no,
why
it was
it's-
more than that. Have you ever seen the side by side of the E3 trailer and the launch game?
Yeah.
No.
I understand that,
shit
but you
is a
can't
travesty, actually.
you can't tell me if like you could have actually like had maybe not unlimited, but borderline unlimited flying through like a completely open world. You can like go up really, really high instead of having an arbitrary ceiling not that high above the ground. Like it would have been fun just to like fly around
Yeah.
endlessly.
No, it was fun for 2 weeks. The problem is like the depth of it was just, it was completely shallow.
Yes,
If there was
yeah.
way more like greenery and foliage and wildlife and just like natural random events, like it would have felt so fun. Like when you see one of the things that the trailer did in that game that just tilts me to this day is like when the guy is flying by in the trailer, he's like flying down this tunnel with all of this foliage and you see the Ursics like fly out and fighting a werewolf or fighting a wolf, like just randomly. It looked so sick. And it was like, no, the Ursix is literally just sitting there AFK until you interact with it. It's just like a still object. So, I don't know.
That's kind of like very similarly, like Cyberpunk had a kind of similar thing, right? Except for they did have some like in-world events, but they were always like bugged to hell. So like nothing worked properly.
Yeah.
They talked about how every single NPC has their own 24-hour day and night cycle and routine. They're living their own lives. And then you like watch an NPC and it just like walks back and forth in like the same like 10-foot square.
And
It's
randomly
like,
just
really?
composes, and you're like, oh, okay.
Dude, there was I actually saw a side by side of Cyberpunk, like from like a demo shot that they had of this almost what looked like a strip mall in the city with like, I don't know, maybe 70 different people walking around, like this bustling, beautiful city. And it showed like a screenshot of the exact same spot where there's like 14 people total and 9 of them are wearing the exact same outfit. And you're like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's really immersive? Having a crowd of 10 people all like spawning inside of each other, and 4 of them are the same person wearing the same outfit. That's super immersive.
Dude, Red Dead Redemption did a really good job with it. And the cool thing about or with Red Dead that they can get away with there not having to be like large crowds is because of the time period, right? So it's like you're traveling like vast distances. But there's this YouTube series of this guy that actually follows around NPCs for like 24 hours. And it's actually insane. Like these NPCs literally, like one of them leaves their house in the morning, like 5 a.m., goes and works like for a few hours, and then at the end of the day when it becomes nighttime goes into a bar for a drink and then walks home, like actually does like a whole day's worth of shit. It's kind of crazy. And then you see Cyberpunk, you're like, oh, okay, no, this is not good. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, Doki V looks good, man. It looks fun and awkward to play, but fun.
I'm a hammer main.
You're a hammer. You want a lightning hammer? Lightning star
lightning
hammer?
confetti hammer. The manly confetti, though, of course.
All right. Well, let's talk about Doki V's biggest competitor.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about it.
You have Lost Ark on here. What did you?
Well,
you just wanted to get Strat's thoughts on it?
Yeah, I wanted to. We are 3 days away from Lost Ark, which is crazy because someone posted a trailer. Like Lost Ark also, I saw an image of this on Reddit. Like Lost Ark had, I can't remember if it was 2012 or 2014, but their first trailer for it was like in 2014, and we're finally getting it in 2022. And I wanted to ask Strat, are you gonna participate in some Lost Ark action?
Oh yeah, big time. I'm going in.
All right, so what is it about Lost Ark that has you kind of excited for it?
Well, to be honest with you, I've loved the isometric like view. Like a lot of people, that's a big thing for a lot of people is they don't like that. But I play PoE, Diablo, whatever. So I like that style a lot. But really the thing for me is just like I know that there's content I can do with people, and I have a lot of friends who are going to play it, and I know it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm playing with them. So, we're going to have PvE content, PvP content, and to be honest with you, just the design in general of the classes is really cool. I do like the aesthetics of it, and for me, like the sound design of War Dancer, like the punching sound is so satisfying. I don't know what it is. It is nuts though.
Yeah.
I think it's just very polished and it'll just be fun. It's got like a very difficult to end game PvE content. PvP looks like it's pretty skill expressive as well. So yeah, it's kind of just why I'm excited about it.
So you're gonna play War Dancer, huh?
I'm a War Dancer main. Yep.
Or a War Dancer main. Well, knowing myself and knowing you have a similar reroll issue, what other classes are you going to be playing? Because I know you're not maining one class.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably play like just about everything. My list right now. Unfortunately, I want the Lance Master. like really badly.
Yeah.
But that's my main. That's my guy. You know, that's the class I wanted to play. But it's not. We're not getting it, obviously. So whenever that comes out, that's gonna be the first thing I immediately gear up and get ready to play on. But it goes Lance Master, Soul Fist, and then Gun Lancer, and probably Sorceress. It's kind of the list I've got right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm leaning Shadow Hunter. I like Shadow Hunter, Deathblade. When the actual classes I want to play come out, then Reaper and Arcana. But I also kind of want to PvP with the support class. I feel like Bard in PvP would actually be super fun if I'm queuing up with my friends to play.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching a video of a Bard 1v3.
Yeah.
To win. I was like, God, this guy's gaming.
Yeah.
Frosty,
What's up?
can you hide your thingy so I can see the classes names?
Well, normally on the only reason I don't is because on the podcast you have that blocked out for the donors anyway.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah. But anyway, so
This is the gunlet. This is the thing you said I should play.
well, I
that's
was saying
pretty
I think
cool.
you'd like if you're into like the slower like sword shield type thing. I think you'd be into this, and they're apparently nutty. Like, and they're
Very
like
strong.
support with an insane DPS. They're like what is it, like a off support kind of.
Yeah, it's like the role it plays is essentially off tank with CC and like super high burst. So like you kind of just soak damage and then get a nice CC, start your chain up, and then you nuke them. Hopefully everyone piles on and nukes it as well.
Yeah, the skill animations are so sick in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like grouping up hundreds of mobs and deleting them all at once. I don't know why. There's something satisfying about that. And then the boss fights also look ridiculously fun. What about for the PvP? Are you like into the 3v3 ranking kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on going pretty hard into that after I'm like kind of get my feet wet in the game a bit. I think for me, knowing that you can't queue ranked with friends is a little bit of a bummer. But I will still most definitely be spamming ranked.
Wait, why
just
can't
'cause
you?
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is, but that's just what I've been told multiple times.
You can't do what?
You can't queue for the ranked ladder with your friends.
Yeah,
it's all solo
correct.
queue.
Rank is solo queue. There's also no ranked 1v1.
Yeah,
or
it's
anything like that.
you just plug through your
Wait,
phase, whatever.
wait. Hold the phone. You can't ranked queue with your friends, and you also can't ranked queue by yourself?
No, you can rank queue by yourself, but you're rank queuing for 3v3 ladder.
Yeah, it's essentially
Like
it's
League
the
of
most
Legends. Think like League
it's
of
the most
Legends.
balanced way to do it, I think personally, but it's not as fun.
Yeah, think League of Legends.
So the only rank they have is teams in which you don't get to pick your team.
Correct.
That's awful. Why would they do that?
Well,
I don't think it's that bad personally. It's just like a little unfortunate.
it's one of those.
The thing is, pre-mades are like if you are playing by yourself and you run into a pre-made, you're gonna get trampled and you're not gonna have any fun whatsoever.
Yeah, but just put pre-mades against pre-mades.
Yeah,
This is what
it's-
every game in the history of gaming
yeah,
does.
you need population to do that though, and that's the problem. Is like League has their solo queue and their flex queue. So it's like solo duo and then flex, which is like two separate ranked ladders. And one of them you can queue just only duo, and the other one you can queue with your whole team, and it's still ranked. But the thing is that in a game like League, it has a massive population that it can pull from. So the fact that it splits up its player base isn't a problem at all, because you have so many people who are playing it. In a game like Lost Ark, I would imagine the player base is not going to be as big as a game like League. So you're going to be splitting the population, splitting the community, and you're just going to have long queue times.
While I do want, like, it would be fun to have a separate ladder where you can rank up with friends. I want a ranked 1v1. And this game missing ranked 1v1 also feels like a missed opportunity.
I'm confused about both of those things. Is like maybe have like okay, sure, not having pre-mids in ranked because whatever. Okay, sure. As long as you can do
you can do unranked. Yes, you can do unranked.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as you can do unranked with your friends, no ranked pre-mids, okay, fine. I still don't like it, but fine. I can understand it. Not having ranked 1v1s is very confusing. Is there unranked 1v1s?
I actually don't even think there is. I think there's unranked, like the 1v1v1, the 3v3
Yeah, no, there
thing.
there is. It's kind of like there is ranked 1v1s, but how it works is like a tag team system or whatever. Like there's 3 people on a team, and you do your 1v1 and you don't get your health back after the round. So if say you win and you're 25% HP, you start the next fight
Right.
at 25%, and the guy
Survival.
comes in full HP. It's a new player, and you kind of win like that.
But I don't think that one has the ranking. I'm pretty sure that that's still.
I don't think
unranked.
it has ranking either.
Yeah, I think you can queue up for it, but it's not ranking. Yeah, Iron Man.
I might have said it was ranked, but I don't think it is. I think you're right.
Dude, the Soulfist looks fun too, to be honest.
Soulfist, for me, this looks so cool, and the mechanic is like such a Dragon Ball Z-esque move. Like you charge your key and you like go through 3 or 4 stages, and then you get like super fucking strong, and then you start popping people. It's very cool looking.
Yeah. They should do 1v1, and anyone who says that because of balance they don't do it, stop. I'm so tired of that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a weird.
Yeah.
Weird take.
I also noticed I've been watching tournaments, and I'm not sure if it's because there's no way to spectate 1v1s when people like set up like a 1v1, because I think you could just 1v1 with your friends. But I noticed what they end up doing is queuing up for the 1v1v1 thing for tournaments, and then the spectators are the other people, and then they just like close the game and start it over after their first match. Just also seems so.
That is such a weird.
Are we not going to talk about the fact that this gunslinger's name is Better Deadeye?
That's a good name.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, all the class, dude, it sucks because I keep going through this like I'm 100% sure what my class is, and then I'm like, nah, do I really want to spend that much time on this class? Maybe I want to play a different class. I like this class, and now I'm like, all of a sudden this week, for the first time after the millions of like videos of different dungeons and raids that I've like just watched to see how classes look when they play, all of a sudden this week I'm like, dude, all of a sudden the martial artist looks so cool to me out of nowhere. I had no interest in them, and then suddenly I'm like, God, they kind of look cool.
Yeah, dude, that's how it is for me, bro. Like I was thinking I was gonna be a berserker or something. But here we are, man. I'm a war dancer main, just because of the sound design and the movement and just the skills themselves look so cool. That's the thing, bro. This game's got a lot of cool classes, like really cool classes.
There's another one. Rez, do you like gunner style classes? Because I feel like the artillerist also might be kind of sick.
Yeah, artillerist looks pretty dope.
Because they're weird. They're weird in like
skills.
Their range, but they're also super tanky. Like I was apparently like one of the tankiest classes in the game too. Which is interesting.
I appreciate how many like different skills they have. Like it seems like they have all of their skills are like used not used differently, but like they have different like aiming mechanics, like different ways of firing them, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, then the nuke looks so satisfying too. Oh my god. Little mushroom cloud explosion thing. The flamethrower is the only thing that looks so lame to me.
Yeah, I hate flamethrowers, dude.
Yeah.
I have a hatred for builds like that, and it's just because of Guild Wars 2. That game has like the dumbest flamethrower build. It is so not fun to play against that it just has ruined it for me.
Yeah. You know which one was fun though? The flamethrower in Anthem was actually so satisfying, dude. Oh my god, the flamethrower in Anthem was fun. It was on the I can't remember the name of it. The big guy, the Colossus, I think. I think he had a flamethrower build, and it was actually super cool. It was really fun. and it was one of those things where it's like as you're dealing damage, you gain these stacks, so your damage goes up, and once you've like hit enough targets, you're at 10 stacks, so your flamethrower just like scales up as you're using it. It was pretty fun. Yeah, the gunners look kind of lame. I'm not super into the gunner style. I'm also not really into the bow either. But I don't know, the bard actually looks really cool. Her skill animations and the sound effects are so sick. And the whole she has that toxic ass playstyle where you're just like kiting and range poking.
Yeah.
Those
you get a
orbs.
CC and then you just drop the beam on them.
Yeah.
So all the classes in this game are gender locked, right?
Yeah, for now. I mean, essentially, except for I guess technically the Deadeye and the gunner, the girl and the dude. They're like pretty.
Dancer and Striker are very similar as well.
Yeah.
Slight differences.
So those are kind of like sister classes, like Musa Mewa. Or...
Yep. Yeah. Although their differences are probably a little bit less defined than that, but yeah. It's more like pre-awakened days Musa Mewa, I guess. Or kind of like that.
Yeah.
They're doing a female berserker here soon too, in KR, which would be kind of sick. These beetle bugs, dude. Yeah, I'm excited to play, man. This game looks so fun, and I'm with you. Strat, I also have always kind of liked isometric. Like, I would prefer third person. Like this game, third person would be kind of nuts, but I like isometric. It's fun and it's different.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself having this be your main game for like years? Do you think that could be a thing, or do you see this being like a few months or maybe a game you always play but it's not your main game?
See, that's the thing is like I've been told that this is a game that as much as if you play it like you play BDO, you will run out of content.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up being a log in, do daily sort of operation rather than just like log in and just you constantly have stuff to work on. I don't know if this is going to be like a main game for me. I know it will be very fun for like, the classic. It'll be very fun for 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go pretty hard in it and see how that goes. It may end up being a new main game for me, but in general, I think I like things and like I like PvPing with friends in BDO enough to probably still play that as well. So I don't think it's ever going to replace the stuff I'm playing.
Yeah.
Entirely, but it will definitely be around for sure.
Is it going to kill BDO?
No, it will not.
Why not?
Honestly, if it was not isometric, it would stand more of a threat. But the fact that it is like a huge turnoff for some people. Like some people just refuse to play shit like that. Like they just refuse. So they'll always, and everyone. I hate saying this so much because everyone always says it, but video combat is very good.
Yep.
Like fundamentally feels good. So.
The other thing too is I just think that there's too many people with too many different tastes that games just can't really kill each other like that anymore unless it's like really, really identical, Like it has to fill all of the same niches that a game fills for an MMO to kill another MMO.
And the thing is like if that's the case, then most times you'll just be like, well, I'm already playing this one. I'm not going to go move to another one because they do the same exact thing. So,
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I think BDO is like it's got very loyal like fan base. Like people will continue to play the game for even if there is little to no content updates, whatever. People just like the combat, they like the grinding, and they like everything about BDO. So it's gonna, like there's a lot of things I like about it too. So it's hard to just like step away from it entirely.
Dude, the sorceress skill animations are so absurd.
They look so good, dude.
So
oh my
absurd.
God. Yeah.
What was your reaction when you heard that they were pulling out the summoner and giving the Sorc?
Honestly, I'm way more of a fan of mages in this style than like a summoner or whatever. So I was fine with it. Like I'd play this before the summoner anyway, so it was fine for me.
My problem with it is that summoner isn't a new class at all. So I feel like the announcement should have been, guys, by the way, we've decided to also launch sorceress. instead of like we're pulling out a class that for absolutely no reason and putting in the sorcerers.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is a weird decision, but I think they just probably wanted to keep it at the same amount of total classes being released at the same unreleased. So
yeah, dude. The other thing that's kind of interesting is so we're getting the DirectX 11 update that they got. I was reading about it this week, and so we're gonna have that day one, which is pretty cool. My worry is that Russia doesn't have it, and I'm really curious why that is. Because as cool as it is that we're getting it, it's like, yeah, that's great for us on this launch now. But like down the road, how much are they going to delay stuff? Like, is it going to be the exact same as BDO? Is it going to be worse than BDO? Is it going to be like Terra? Because like one of the things I hated about Terra, and maybe it's different nowadays, and I always use Terra as an example of like the extreme bad, is there was a period in time when I was playing Terra where Slayer was absurd. Like, imagine if Slayer, like there was a time where, imagine Suck Zerker right now, like the way Suck Zerker feels balance-wise, except in 1v1, it also is like a Suck Kuno, where it's just like in every aspect of the game, it's like just completely absurd. And KR got a balance change to nerf it in like March of whatever year I was playing. I think it was like 2012 or 2013. But it's like they got a balance change for it in March, and we didn't get it until September. The fucking balance change. It was like, ugh. So I'm just like wondering, like, how delayed is the like, are we still going to be missing some of these 6 classes that are out in a year from now? Because KR is getting 3 new classes this year at least. So it's like, how behind are we going to be?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is since we are getting the game so much later than KR's had it, like they've had it for forever now at this point. Like there is definitely going to be content drip, but it's going to be probably just as bad as BDO. But I mean, I don't know if I care. I care, but I don't know if I care enough to like make it be like a real big point of concern, because I deal with it in BDO constantly, like on a weekly basis when there's content out in KR that's not out in NA. So it is what it is, right? It would be nice to like catch up, and hopefully they do plan to catch it up. I would just imagine that would be based off of like they would catch us up based on how popular it is in NA and EU.
Yeah, no, it's only 3. It's the female Zerk, the artist, and the Storm class for now. Those are the only ones that they announced. I don't think there was a 4th one. Maybe there will be down the road. But anyway, so yeah, here I'll link this video. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be kind of the same as you. Like it's funny because I still enjoy BDO and I still like BDO, and I'm gonna still be playing BDO, but I'm definitely gonna be in a honeymoon phase with Lost Ark for a little while. But
yeah, for sure,
I will be able to, because I know BDO is going to be a ghost town in February. There's too much stuff coming out for it not to be, and with like BDO kind of in a content drought, like you have, I was like talking about this the other day, but you have Lost Ark, you have Path of Exiles update, Guild Wars update, there's like a million. Elden Ring is coming out. There's just so many games competing with it right now, so it's going to be a little bit of a lull. So the one good thing about that is I'll be able to sneak in an hour at Orcs uncontested, hopefully every day. Like while playing Lost Ark, just at the end of the day, go do an hour at Orcs and hopefully not be bothered instead of having to like find a spot, which I'm kind of hyped about. Yeah, I gotta keep my lead. I'm happy because I got my Pen Black Star just before, which was like my goal. It's like, God, I hope I get this before Lost Ark comes out.
Yeah, it's funny because for me, I have no desire to keep elite. Actually, it's funny. I'm actually at a point where my gear upgrades are so expensive for such marginal gains.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no desire to push for anything anymore. So like I'm actually very happy with just like coasting and doing like AFK stuff to kind of like, I guess, bring some money in, but mostly I'm just gonna have silver for buffs. So I'm ready to coast, and I'll log in for the fun stuff I'll log in for the fun stuff in BDO, but I'm not going to do anything I don't think is super fun immediately in BDO. It'll be a while before I actually push or care about anything like in terms of gear upgrades or whatever again.
That's why BDO needs the artifacts and the light stones, because they feel attainable.
Exactly, and they also are massive gains. It's way more important than getting a pen disto for me, which doesn't even give me a bracket of my AP and stuff.
Dude, that's the thing too for me is like I'm like, okay, my options are Wailing, Fallen God, or Pen Debo. Those both seem just like, It's
just not good. They don't feel good, dude. They don't. It's not fun to go for a Debo. It's not fun to go for Fallen God. It just feels miserable.
Yeah.
I'm still haven't gotten my Try Fallen God. I failed 36 times on it, and I'm just at this point I'm over it.
What stack?
170.
Okay, you need to push that stack up.
No.
Yeah, you do.
It's a personal thing now. Now it's a personal problem. I'm having a serious personal issue with this Fallen God, and I'm gonna lower it down. Honestly, I'm gonna lower the stack, bro. Fuck it.
When we get the winter region, I'm gonna want a Try Fallen God helmet. I am not hitting that shit on anything lower than a 200. I don't give a fuck if that's considered overstacking, dude. No, 185 is what a lot of people recommend, but I still think like you might as well just push it a little bit higher. 200 is not that hard to get from a 185. Just do it, because there's no point if you can prevent yourself from failing 37 times. Like, do it. It's too expensive, man.
The thing is, bro, is that it doesn't prevent anything. It's like 2-3%. I'm failing 36 times on a 9% chance.
Okay, it's 2-3%, but that's a 20% higher chance than your current version.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, yeah. See, you can twist the numbers.
I'm already like in the like bottom 1% for luck on this thing. It's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, like even then, like I feel like I would normally get really annoyed with that. But like I don't care because it doesn't matter. Try Fallen God doesn't really do anything. It's just something you check off the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not a big like the DP you get is not going to change anything. I'm going to die standing up anyways. It doesn't matter.
Well,
you know,
that's the thing with that's the problem with like Debo is actually a huge upgrade because it lets you change your build around while still keeping super high whatever. You know, it lets you change your build around while keeping a super high like AP or whatever. Like, you know, you could drop, like I can sacrifice a different slot if I have a Debo to make up that AP, but the just 11,500 crons. And yeah, going from 170 to 200 is a 1.5% increase in chance, which is, when your chance is that low, is actually like pretty significant. And also like a 200 stack is just not that hard to make, man.
Yeah.
250, I get it. It's tough. That starts getting harder. 300 is like it's a crazy amount of work, but 200 is not hard to get.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I used a 200 stack on a Pen Bassi that I got like a little like in the process of making my Fallen God. I made a 200 stack and I just used it to click a fucking pen accessory. It's like 190 or something like that. Could have saved it for the Fallen, but at this point, like I said, it's personal. I'm getting this bitch on this stack no matter what. I don't care. It is a personal vendetta. I'm not gonna let the game beat me.
The game will not beat you.
I will not be beaten.
All right. I think that's it. We're gonna move on to the comments, and Rez, if you could be our comment. Are you okay with reading it? Are you too sick?
Yeah, no, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, Strat, we would love for you to stay. A lot of this stuff is more just general stuff from the previous week, and you could comment on it. But if you have to bounce or need to bounce for any reason, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I do have to scram in like 15 minutes, but I'll hang around until then.
All right. Before we start, just in case, where can people find you? Where's your do you stream on Twitch, your YouTube? Can you share all of your stuff?
Yeah, find me on Twitch. It's just the name Stratisfied. And also gonna be uploading stuff again on YouTube for Lost Ark. I've been pretty absent from that, but if you haven't, seen any of my YouTube stuff, it's like progression series stuff. I'm kind of gonna go for similar stuff in Lost Ark, probably more so on the just things that are fun and probably like those like playing with friends with people, just having a good time, talking shit to each other, and just doing random stuff in the game. So yeah, go check that out.
All right, Rose. Start us off.
Alrighty. Let's see
It's
here.
personal right off the bat here.
Sunshine says, "What is your AP DP, Mr. Reslar?" I am gearlit. I am a mere mortal at 625 gear score. 302 AP, main hand and awakening, 324 DP. That is with Nuver. So, I guess isn't Kudum what like 7 more gear score?
Doesn't matter. Means
I
nothing.
could bump
That's
up
a
my gear
PvE
score by
offhand.
7. It is a PvE offhand. Especially for the classes I play. Those stats mean nothing to me. I need damage. Lincoln Johnson says, about Lost Ark, I'm a diamond player on RU and the class release is odd. I can tell you that we are getting more classes than RU got. What is really funny is that not releasing classes puts PvP balance out of whack. For example, Deathblade is going to wreck. Their counters aren't released yet. I've always hated the fact that you have to solo queue, but whatever, it will be fun. Isn't Deathblade what you're going to play, Frosty?
I'm gonna probably play Shadowhunter, but Deathblade is like a close second. I don't know. I really want to play Reaper or Arcana, but those are not coming out. So Deathblade, Shadowhunter, with a little bit of support mixed in. Yeah, I'll wreck.
Look pretty fun.
I'll wreck on Deathblade. I'm cool with that. Being busted for a bit.
Lost Souls says, Lost Ark is kind of hype, but I don't think I will fully drop BDO for it. I don't think a lot of people will. I think even the people who say they're going to, I have my doubts.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll see them back in Node Wars in a couple months.
There will definitely be a lot of people that'll put down for a while. And there will be some people that quit. Don't get me wrong. There will definitely be some people that make it their full-time game. But I think Lost Ark, kind of the way you described, Strat, works for me in that once I get to that point where I'm doing dailies, like I could just kind of go back and forth kind of easily.
Exactly, right.
Which I actually love. I think that's cool. That works.
Me too. I personally think that you don't need to drop a game to enjoy another one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to blow my gear up in BDO so I can play Lost Ark or whatever. Like, I don't need to do that. I can just do both. Like, I can play BDO less and I can play Lost Ark more. It's just like you just allocate your time differently. And for me, like, I'm at the point in gear that I don't need to put in, 4 hours a day of grinding to feel good about my progression. It's like my progression's pretty much done.
Okay, I would like to push back against this a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because you two specifically are content creators, right? You stream and or make videos for a living. A lot of people that are like working full-time jobs and have families and like other obligations that they have to take care of, they get like maybe 2 hours a night to like play video games, right?
Reslar, real quick. I have a full-time job. This content creating is like just something I do for fun.
Here's the other thing though too, Rez, to that point. Like that's not that yes, sir. For sure, juggling 2 MMOs is a lot when you're working full time or you have a bunch of responsibilities. But taking a break from BDO and coming back to it once you're at endgame is totally possible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like all I was going to say is that like if you don't have a lot of time to spend on video games, right? If you only have 2 hours a night to like play a video game and you're playing an MMO, which is a progression-based video game, right? It's really, really hard to play 2 MMOs at the same time because it's going to be really difficult to progress in both MMOs at the same time, which is the whole point of playing the game in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That's all I was going to say.
And all right, so one, Kerr said Stratisfied, and Nihilus, Strat does have kids, but he doesn't talk about it. He has 4 kids.
Yeah, feed my kids, man. Any primers, any fucking primers.
So that's all I was going to say is that like
I agree. I do agree though.
Specifically when it comes to MMOs, it is hard to like split time on. It's not like you're playing like Call of Duty and League of Legends.
No, right? All right. Here's the thing though. If you have motivation, like when I was way back in the day, I mean, I didn't even really I didn't start doing this until 1 year ago. Okay. And before that, I was working full time. And before that, like even back in the day, like when I was working like a stupid job that was actually bullshit and forcing me to do like 55, 60 hours, I still somehow found a way to be ahead in like every game I was playing, like by playing way too much. When you're motivated
Oh,
enough,
absolutely.
you can definitely go full degen. You'll find a way.
No, you can absolutely, but like that's all I was trying to say is that when you literally don't have a lot of time to play, it's going to be really hard to split your time between two different games that are based solely on progression.
Yeah,
Right?
it is hard to have two MMOs to play. It's not
Yeah.
easy.
MMOs are tough.
It's way easier to have one MMO that you like kind of focus on is like this is the game I'm progressing in. And I think this is what you guys are alluding to, right? Is that like you're both at a point in BDO where there's not much more for you to do, at least in the current state of the game with the current like content and gearing that we have. So
Mhm.
it's okay to put BDO kind of on the back burner for a while and put a lot of focus on BDO and like only do like node wars or something in BDO, right? Maybe you do 1 hour of grinding at orcs like Frosty's saying, because it'll be free.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's exactly my plan. Is like just to
yeah,
do the fun stuff, right? Because of the gear I have. So I would say if I was like 650 gear score, I probably wouldn't play Lost Ark because I'd have a lot to do.
I also do think people underestimate how much you can get done over time by just being persistent and logging in every day and doing a single hour.
mhm. Yeah, for sure.
As long as you make smart decisions. I mean, obviously, if you gamble, that could mean nothing, but I don't know. So, yeah.
Like you were saying, like if you while you're playing Lost Ark, just 1 hour a day, do 1 hour a day at orcs because it'll be free, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll still be making a lot of progress just because of the amount of money you'll be making.
I think what's going to happen in Lost Ark, too, for a lot of people that haven't done any research, is they're going to hop in and be like, dude, this is crazy compared to BDO, how fast you progress. And then when they get to the end game, they're like, oh, yeah, okay, it's a Korean MMO.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, next comment.
I still can't decide whether I'm actually going to care about gearing or not. I kind of just want to PvP in that game.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you should try the PvE just to see if you end up liking it. I would bet money that you'd be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, even if all you want to do is PvP, it's great because it doesn't require much time commitment.
Right. Yeah. So for me, like right now in my head, with the minimal amount of research that I've done in Lost Ark, I'm not hype about it. I wouldn't even be playing it if Frosty didn't basically force me to.
Oh my god.
I'm probably gonna be doing the opposite of you guys, where like I'll log into Lost Ark, like do a little bit of like equalized PvP just because it takes no time, no effort if I enjoy it, and then like go back to like BDO or like play other games or whatever, because I don't spend all my time on BDO either. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I will be pleasantly surprised. I doubt it because isometric. I'm one of those people, Strat, that you're talking about. That's like isometric. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, it just doesn't click for some people, and I totally get
Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Hi.
that.
All right. Where was I? Methios War says challenge. Count the times. Reslar says like and right, and then Kenichi Sai says drinking game. You will probably die. I say those things a lot, especially like.
We all have our vices, man.
We all have our vices. What was it? We talked about it one episode, and didn't you look up like what that actual word is called? The word that you use whenever you're trying to like process or like think what the next word in the sentence is going to be. It was like a long time ago.
Can't remember if there's a term.
Probably a couple years ago now.
It's everyone's version of saying instead of saying
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lebo says, will you guys change the name of the podcast to incorporate Lost Ark?
Again, I'm going to reiterate. It sounds like I'm joking. But I don't know if Reslar and Nyashi are even playing Lost Ark that much, so probably not. It'll probably remain a BDO podcast.
Even if okay, let's go into a future where Frosty's playing Lost Ark and he's enjoying it so much that he's like he doesn't even play BDO much anymore. In this wildly insane future, I also am in the same boat where I don't really play BDO that much anymore, and Nyashi's still playing New World. Like, I don't see a reason really to change the name of the podcast, though, even if that were to happen, right? I mean, is there any reason we would need to change? Like, why can't we just keep it the Value Pack? I feel like that's
it'd be the Value Park podcast.
the Value Park. I don't know. Like, why would we need to change it? I feel like that's generic. Like, sure, it's an item in BDO, but it's like generic enough to where we could turn this podcast into whatever the fuck we wanted to, and we could probably still keep the name. I don't know. Do you think we need to change the name, Strat, if this becomes a Lost Ark podcast?
Nah, it's definitely it's definitely general enough.
It'll eventually be a cooking show.
Yeah, it always ends to being a cooking show, right?
Yeah, I can't wait.
The cooking show, Jesus Christ. Lebo says, calm down now, I'm grinding. Tell him, Razlar, you're busy doing weekly your due diligence. I had a stroke while reading the last part. I'm sorry. I am doing my due diligence. I didn't this week. This week I PvP'd in RBF, and so I made, how much money did I make? 38 mil. But you know,
hell yeah,
I had fun, and that's all that matters. Jan says, look at that Musa nerf, ha ha ha, minus 43% PvP, lol, why the F, Awakened Mystic for some skills got minus 60%, minus 70%, question mark, spam. This is what PA should do to Awakened Mystic, and tell me if this is too much. First, double flash at least ×5 and back or lower cooldown. Second, Earth Splitter gives some protection, parentheses anything, and make animation faster, I mean much faster. LOL, it's so slow. 3, lower all PvP damage 70% to 60% and 60% to 50%. 4, silent step, make it at least ×3 each side. Is he saying that you should be able to double flash 5 times
That's
in a
what
row?
I was trying to figure that out, and that is not the move. No
Double?
thanks.
Could you
No thanks.
imagine flash 5 times in a row followed by 3 silent steps?
No thanks.
I'm gonna
Holy shit!
I'm gonna use I gotta use the restroom, but I want Strat, if you could. Do you think they should just lower all the reduction on everything on Awakened Mystic and also triple or quadruple their movement?
Yeah, honestly, quadruple not quite enough. Let's do let's do like ×7. I think is probably what we want to have. Like
7. Okay.
We want to have like 9. Double flashes instead.
Okay.
Personally,
right.
Yeah, you don't want to stop moving. Like...
Wait, now I have a question though. So since it's 9 double flashes, does that mean 2 times 9?
Yes,
so
sir.
This is actually
we have 18 dashes.
18 flashes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
No stamina
Makes
cost
sense.
either, by the way. That's the way. That's how it should be balanced. No, I don't know. You cannot. This is why I have such a problem with a lot of people's balance opinions on stuff. Like, if you add you could double flash 5 times, that would be insanely annoying and very overpowered. The ramifications of that are so much more than people even realize.
Would that even fix anything?
No, I mean it would help positioning a lot, which is a big part of Mystic's problem. Getting into position and then doing actual good damage is kind of the hard part. The damage is really ass, and you can't really survive in your utility skills as much. You usually throw a vacuum, you just die. But if you can get into the spot to throw a good vacuum every single time, you never have to worry about being in the wrong spot,
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely help it. It would help a lot. A lot of movement is always.
But that's not the
core problem at all. No, it's.
What is the play? What do you do to Awaken Mystic?
Well, the big problem is lack of damage and just the damage in general being so high.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an Awakened Mystic go for a vacuum in the new RBF? If you watch what happens, they literally just fall over. They fall over and die every time. It's the funniest shit ever. I will see a ranger just one-shot the Mystic as he's doing his little hand motion for the vacuum, and they just can't play the game.
Yep, I agree. It's I mean it's generally there's too much damage. If some of the damage in the game got nerfed down, plus I guess these artifacts and the Fallen God, but also Sea Burial I think needs some love. And I don't even know what else. You could probably give a little bit more damage love to something else.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it's a weird thing because it's hard to explain because I think like even now, even after the changes, like I think in a really good like 3v3 comp, if you were gonna do like that best in guild tournament again with 3v3s, like I think Mystic is one of those classes that would fall into that, one of those really good comps because of the fact that they are so useful with their debuffs and their utility is really, really good for, you know, what the class actually is, which is like very tanky CC bot. So I like it. It's bad for most content just because of lack of damage. So, but it's a real slippery slope because giving damage to shit isn't always the answer. Like look at Musa, like the damage is just too high and it just ruined the game for like that first 2 weeks, whatever. Because it was just one-shotting everything. Not fun to play against.
Someone in chat said, has anyone seen what Frosty looks like? His voice is such a banger, but I can't make out if it belongs to a Bigfoot searching for hillbilly OG, a super spy. No, dude, I'm a ghost. All right, JJ Carver. What's JJ Carver saying, Rez?
JJ Carver says, imagine BDO with Guild Wars 2 gear / stats / weapon variations. That game doesn't have that many classes, but you can make each class super unique to where it's not even noticeable. You can be a glass cannon support, condition bot, or combination of either. It's not hard to balance, but then again, BDO seems to be just a grind and rebalance fest. Don't think I've ever watched a podcast where you guys didn't talk about class balance. Maybe adding more gear variety and different weapons to change skills would self-balance the game. Devs just seem kinda lazy. What they've been doing hasn't been working for years, so why not do something more radical every patch? My thoughts are, quote, well, I wonder what people will be bitching about this time, unquote.
Oh my fucking god. Look what Eumenidai made.
What, in
Look
the...
at that. I posted it
Yeah.
in the Discord.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh my
I saw it,
fucking
yeah.
god, dude.
I saw it when he first posted it. I was like, oh, Lord.
The panda with the boxing gloves, dude. Oh my fucking god. That is hilarious. I don't know, man. Like, okay, I know we just spent the last hour railing on PA for some of their decision making, but I can't sit here and say it's not working at all. Like, people are still having fun, and there's still been things added to the game that were good. And they had right before the reworks were announced, they were on a roll of quality of life stuff. Remember, like early on in the year, where it was like, damn, dude, it's like every patch, it's just like they're fixing like 5-10 things. If we got back to that, would be really nice, while also not forgetting to balance stuff over time. I mean, the thing is people play class, and they want their class to feel useful and powerful and not feel like you can't do anything or that you're helpless. So, of course, the balance is a huge issue because it makes you feel bad when it's poor. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, balance is a big part of games where there's combat. And it's just kind of the...
I also would like to push back / point out, like, he doesn't explicitly say this in his comment, but he kind of implies this, right? You're gonna, like, there's no shot in hell that no one's complaining about balance in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
no fucking way.
So here's the thing, is that in Guild Wars, I've been playing it a good amount recently. The game is super focused on the meta.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very meta. Like if you go to do SPVP, you like run into full meta comps always, because you can switch your character super easily. Like you can just pick up a character, boost it to 80 with like tomes you get from like doing PvP, and then it's ready to go. Or you can be level 17 and you can just go into SPVP and like learn how to play the class. Like there's no requirements for it. So like there is a lot of imbalances, and it's even more so exacerbated by the fact that you can easily play the meta. So it's like if you try to play off meta, you just get rolled like 90% of the time. So it's not any better in Guild Wars 2. But the only thing is there's a little bit more outplayability, and that's just based off of the combat and time to kill. It's a lot lower time to kill. The skills are a lot better, and you have better peeling skills. You have good healing skills. If you know what you're
it's
doing.
A lot lower time to kill?
No, I think
sorry.
it means higher.
Higher. I apologize.
Okay.
Higher.
No, I was like,
yeah,
wait,
can't get much lower than the one shot we got in this game.
yeah, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Right. The it's a lot longer time to kill, and yeah, just the way that kits work and the way that everything works in that game, you can't outplay it, which is kind of nice, but it's not balanced. Like, it's not in any sense of the word the gold standard of balance for an MMO.
One of the things my friend Nolan, maybe you can tell me if this is still true, but back when he was playing Guild Wars 2 a lot, he said one of the things that made it feel all right, even though the balance was always bad, is that they used to completely change the meta, like, frequently. They would do balance patches. Now, this is like years ago. He played, like, I don't know, between like 2014 to 2018, but he was saying that they would like do sweeping balance changes every like month or every few weeks or whatever. So that way it was like you knew eventually your class would get its moment, you know? You didn't feel hopeless forever.
Yeah, they do change. There are a lot of big changes that they've done. I don't know if it was super frequent, but yeah, they do big meta shifting stuff, like kind of like we've seen with reworks, how the meta has just changed entirely. I personally think that balancing is not. I think things should simmer more, and things should be kind of figured out more before drastic things are, adjusted. Personally, it's kind of hard to do that in an MMO, especially like a game like BDO. Things have to be the turnover on these balance changes have to be relatively quick, because things can feel miserable for too long, and it's just so depressing. But yeah.
All
right, moving on.
Awkward Ninja says, I kind of feel like Rez is being the fun police when it comes to classes and gear. Oh boy, here we go. My 3 arguments with Rez. I disagree. I think they are getting way better at balance, because NA players were awful at the game to the point it felt balanced, because if you were really good, you got more mileage, and players had dogshit gear, and the classes had lower damage. OG BDO had infinite combos on several classes, but not all. Ranger did enough damage to 3-shot people. I remember when Rangers were outraged that the 5% nerf they got made it take an extra shotgun to kill DP warriors at 6 instead of 5, which was 116 AP versus 250 DP. If they were even semi-geared for the time, let alone if people had their today gear back then. Suck Zerker damage really isn't too busted, I just don't see it. If anything, maybe just take a CC off Fearsome's 2 CC attempts back down to 1, or slow down the movement by like 5%. Like, take the edge off of it, but the damage isn't anything to do with it being OP. As for gear check classes, I think there are several that compete with Zerker. I know Sage isn't popular, but both of those specs have high SA damage, as does Blader, Guardian, and Nova. Especially Succession Nova can AFK and kill people. Now to the agreeing part, and then he has one sentence, which I appreciate. That being said, I don't know how they could balance the artifacts and lightstones when one of them gives you a full new skill sort of thing. It would get auto included or never picked. That is not really worth the time to do that in slot now. And then it just ends. I don't know if there's...
Yeah, that ends.
Is there more for you, Frosty?
No, that's where it ends.
Okay, it just ends right there. Okay, so I guess I'll just go down the list real quick. I disagree. I think they are getting way better at balance, because NA players were awful to the game to the point it felt balanced, because if you're really good, you got more mileage, and players had dog shit gear, and classes had lower damage. Yes, that we brought this up during the podcast. We said it's hard to judge like year 1 BDO to today. One of the reasons is because players were a lot worse. You look at PvP back then and people don't know what they're doing. It's very obvious. And so
that Lazy Peon video in RBF is one of my favorite from like 5 years ago, where he's literally only using Dark Flame and like people are just walking around. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and so it's really hard to judge, right? This, like, I pointed this out in the episode. But yeah, it's hard to judge. All I can say is how I felt as someone who played back then, right? OG BDO had infinite combos on several classes, but not all. Ranger did enough damage to 3-shot people. Blah 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 blah. If they were semi-geared for the time, let alone if people had their today gear back then. I never in my life got 3-hit by a ranger. I don't know what rangers you were fighting. I that never happened to me. Even rangers had to like CC you and like down smash you a couple times in order to blast you down. Now, was it difficult? No, they just sat there and like spam shotgun and maybe one other ability if they knew what they were doing. Um, so it wasn't difficult. Like a lot of rangers were doing it, and they didn't have problems killing people, but they definitely weren't like 3-shotting people. I have no recollection of that ever happening to me, and I was not a geared person back then.
For the record, for anyone who's confused, he's talking about pre-awakened days, not today. Today, Reslar is definitely getting 2-shot by rangers.
Oh no, I'm being 1-hit by rangers today.
Yeah. He's talking about pre-awakened days.
Yeah, we're talking about year 1 in the fucking catfish doing GVGs with pre-awakened abilities before even absolutes were out, baby. That's what we're talking about. Nobody did damage. The reason why, at least a big reason why Ranger was so strong back then was because of their movement speed. You had a lot of Rangers that would actually run Talus gear because boss gear wasn't a thing back then. And Rangers would run Talus gear to get +5 movement speed, and you literally just could not catch the motherfuckers. Their ability to kite was actually just insane. Movement didn't really exist back then as it does today, right? The best movement skills in the game were charging thrust from warrior and like teleport from wizard, which, you know, as good as those movement skills are and were back then, it couldn't compare with rangers. Especially what was really fun you could do as a ranger is just put up your weapon and literally just run away from people for like 2 seconds and then take it back out and start spamming again. So that was fun. And then the last thing, Suckzerker damage isn't really too busted. I just don't see it. Okay, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think Suckzerker's damage is the reason that's making it OP. I said multiple times last episode, the obvious thing to nerf is the movement. However, I don't want the movement nerfed because the movement is what makes the class fun. So at that point, you need to ask yourself, what do we need to tackle next? I think a really obvious thing is the damage. I think that the class has too much movement, too big of AoEs, too much CC, and too much protection to also be doing the amount of damage that it's doing. I think if you lower the damage like a little bit, it doesn't even need to be much, they'll still be able to really easily get kills. They'll be able to one combo people just fine, but they won't be literally getting like 5 to 6 kills every time they dive in, do the roar, and then do the fucking shift Q. Like, it was literally happening in my RBF today. So I think that the damage isn't the problem. I've never said the damage is the problem. The movement, in my opinion, is the problem. But I don't want the movement nerfed because that would take away the fun of the class. So anyway, moving on. Actually, Strat, what's up with Suckzerker, man?
Yeah, so
as someone who did one node war on it, what's your expert opinion?
Expert, obviously. So I mean, the thing with Suckzerker is that like when I jump in on that class in RBF in Node War, there's very few people in the game that I don't kill with the last hit of Predatory Hunt, Shift Q, and Ancient Wave. Like pretty much nobody lives that. So I think if you just take that into consideration with everything else that it does, yeah, like the damage is too much for sure. I agree with you on that. That like you probably want to take the damage down if you're going to keep the movement. I do not think that the class should be able to outrun T8 horses. Personally, I think the thing that's really messed up with it, man, is that Beast Form Lava Piercer takes you so far, and you regen stamina in it, and you don't really use stamina for most of your movement, but you just get so much value out of that one skill cooldown, and the cooldown is low enough to the point where you can do both lavas and do tackling rock at the end of each of them, and your first lava piercer's up again. So, if they just make it the same distance as like the like dog mode lava piercer, I think it'd be a lot more manageable. And I think that movement right there would be still very fast because Suckzerker before was still extremely fast and was really hard to catch. But now it's just exacerbated to such a crazy extent that it's just actually impossible.
Yeah, definitely. The extension was a bit unnecessary for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I at first I didn't realize it was an extension. Like when I first messed around with it, I was like, just thought I just was going faster, so I was getting more value out of the lava piercer, which that is also kind of true. But you just go so far. The lava piercer lasts forever. It is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. We kind of went over it quite a bit last episode about
I'm missing
what
a
you
little
would
bit of
do
context.
to suck Zerker. Just like what do you do to fix it? Because it's obviously very, very powerful right now. And like what do you do to fix it? Basically, is what we were trying to like figure out. And I said that I think the obvious nerf is to its movement, but I don't want its movement nerfed because the movement is what's making it literally the funnest class that's ever been designed in this game.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not see that go because you don't want to take away something that's fun. So then the next question becomes like, okay, well then what else is going on here? And to me, you have this class that has insane movement, is almost like perma SA if you're doing things properly, has huge amounts of CCs. Does it also need to be doing huge damage, or like I want to say huge damage? I'll say good damage in giant AoEs, and I think the answer
The
is
damage
no.
is pretty good, man. Like if I don't know, dude. Like I said, I kill people.
Ozzy's been informed that it's bottom
movement shit.
5.
No, this is the thing. So like Resler was talking about the damage, and I was saying I don't think it's that crazy of damage compared to some of the other classes. However, it is really good damage, and I've been having on the opposite end of the spectrum people telling me that the damage is total dog shit and that it doesn't do any damage and that it needs damage buffs.
Yeah, those people are capping super hard and have ass gear. That's what that means.
So I'm just like, dude, well,
Bottom 5.
I don't know what I'm seeing. We had a tournament yesterday, and like an in-house guild tournament 3v3, and one of the teams had an Awakened Zerker on it, and the Awakened Zerker had to leave, and that team was like, I think they were a tough team to beat, like going in, but I wasn't worried about that team compared to any of the other teams. Then they got the Suck Zerker, and I was like, well, it's over. Like now it's over. And they just completely, the moment they got that Suck Zerker, they went from winning 3-2, 3-2 or 2-1 every round to just 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and they won the whole tournament. They didn't lose another match after that. It was like fucking crazy. That class is wild. So
it's very good. It's good at everything, man. It's like just good at peeling, good at kiting. It's good at everything. Doesn't have any real downsides.
Oh yeah, he was just the best player you've ever seen. Yes. No, it's
just happened to be going against the best Suck Zerker in A.
Trying to chase around a Suck Zerker or do something about, like, okay, so in a 3v3 strategy, and I don't know, maybe there's some people who have come up with what you would do, but it's like, okay, so if we focus the Suck Zerker, who has a insane amount of movement, we're going to be following him around while, in this case, a Suck Valk and a Suck Mystic are doing whatever they want. Or you try to focus down a Valk or a Mystic while the Suck Zerker gets to freely engage, disengage over and over with, like, at safe distances a lot of the time. It's tough. And then the kill speed that he had was actually nuts. And it's like, oh, well, he has a lot of AP. It's like, oh, that's interesting. He has a lot of AP. Like, everyone else in the freaking guild who also has a lot of AP, like, everyone's running around with 316 and 323 or 309 with 3 accuracy accessories. It's like, yeah, well, he's got 320 AP, so that's why. It's like, everyone does. Everyone in this guild does. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all.
Yeah. So we were just talking about how we think you should fix it. Frosty brought up that he thinks that stamina management is the way to fix it because, like you mentioned, Suck Zerker does not really need to pay much attention to their stamina unless they're really just like spamming fucking movement skills. It's never even the slightest concern. So Frosty thinks that maybe that's how you tackle it, is you actually force it to pay attention to its stamina bar. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. So the utility of the class and the value of it is very, very, very high right now. So I wonder how. I'm curious to see what PA thinks is the thing that is making it super strong. Even if if they even think it is, and they're gonna nerf it. You know, they may not even touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Raijo says, imagine if they added modifiers to make Awakened Valk use Monster Hunter style gun lance skills at the cost of being a stationary tank while using them with only forward guard. I would absolutely love that. Fucking Valk just starts shooting shit out of its lance, dude. CISO says, nice. As a not so hardcore player, I could finally have some impact in Node Wars with my guild as a Meiwa. And immediately they took the fun away. 4 years, no place in PvP. At least we had a month of fun, I guess. 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but it feels like a 50% nerf.
Yeah, our Meiwas have all been absolutely fragging out ever since the nerf, like super, super hard. So I don't know what CISO's going through. You're definitely alone if you're talking about Awakened Meiwa. Yeah, Meiwa's damage is still absolutely wild. I've watched Basque, I've watched Katsuru. Like, these people are still absolutely fragging out. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, Meiwa's, I don't know. I don't play the class, but they seem to be doing fine for the most part. Strat, you gotta get it going, brother?
Yes, I do.
All right,
I
man.
do appreciate you guys having me on. This was so much fun.
Yeah, dude. Thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
coming on. Sorry for the last minute and being completely disorganized. So we're gonna have like your YouTube and Twitch linked in the description of the video. But if you could one more time let everyone know where to find you if they want to find you.
Oh yeah. Twitch.tv/Stratisfied, YouTube.com/Stratisfied. It's the best place.
Is
to
it /Stratisfied? Is that all you gotta type for YouTube?
I think you have to do a /u/Stratisfied.
Okay. Just search Stratisfied. You'll find them.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you'll probably have to search Stratified BDO because for some reason it autocorrects it to Stratified and puts like an auto car company or something like that.
Nice.
It's like really fucking weird.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thanks again
appreciate
for
it, guys.
coming on, man. It was fun.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your
Take care.
time. All right. Daz says, here's my tinfoil hat why PA doesn't want to make people to be able to progress with PvP. PvP is the main goal of progressing and the reason a lot of people gear up. Most of their monetization revolves around making progression faster / more convenient. Gear is obviously an advantage in PvP, so the implied incentive here is that if you pay, you will have an easier time progressing and therefore will have a distinct advantage against other players. Parentheses, remember, heavy pay-to-win mobile games are a big thing in East Asia, and they don't have the same stigma against whaling like in NA/EU. It actually says EA. Even if a lot of their NA/EA, even if a lot of their sales have been coming from here, in parentheses. Making people be able to progress with PvP would directly hurt their revenue model. On another note, it's a small QOL thing, but would be nice if all classes / specs could get a wielding / sheathing animation that doesn't stop them while running.
Okay, so the thing that I find odd is he didn't actually explain why it would hurt the revenue. So for example, if I'm PvPing and I'm gaining in-game currency for PvPing, why, if I'm the type of person that would whale, would I still not whale?
Well, I think yes, but no. So I do think if you could progress just as easily in PvP as you could in like grinding, let's say, then you would overall end up spending less money because you don't need things like, let's say, like a tent or maids or pets, right? These are things that you would be able to save money on, but you would still be paying for money for like artisan memories, which is probably their biggest cash cow.
Cron
right?
stones, costumes, yeah.
Yeah, cron stones for costumes, things of that nature. So like it would definitely make them less money, but they would still make plenty of money.
I also think still a large majority of the people would just grind and not PvP. And the other thing too is like, we, at least on this show, we have not been saying that it needs to be equal to grinding ever. Like, never. We've always been like, we'd be all right with it if it was like a fifth of what grinding is, or like, you know what I mean, like an inefficient version. So,
yep.
I don't know. It's just like you still have to get memory fragments, and you still have to get artisans, or potentially get artisans if you want to progress faster or whatever. I just feel like you'd still spend the money. Maybe weight and inventory, but then it implies that a very large majority of people would only be PvPing like exclusively and nothing else. And I just don't think the type of people that would do that are that big of a group. I think there would be more people that are hybrid. Like for example, I would love to PvP all day, but I still would go grind sometimes because I actually enjoy grinding, and I think, and people would still life skill or whatever. Like I don't know. I just think like you can make an argument that it would that the revenue is the pure reason. I just don't think it would be as impactful as Daz thinks it would be.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair to Daz, he did say it's his tinfoil, right? So this isn't something that he's like putting all his chips on. It's his tinfoil, right? We all get our tinfoil. Virtual Hex says, really praying that PA realizes how important group queues are in MMOs when they release Solare. It really seems that a lot of the PvP content in the game is either guild locked or a hassle to get into. RBF being solo is a huge letdown as well. Me and my friends really love and want to keep playing BDO, but if they don't add some solid group PvP content that's easy to get into and have fun, we may have to jump ship because there isn't a true in-game experience we're looking forward to right now. We don't even care about the rewards. We just want some organized small-scale PvP that's easily accessible, hoping for the best.
Yeah. Give us 3v3s.
Well, good news. They're giving it to you. It's just you have to do the third round as an otter.
As an otter. As a papu. I think it's better as a papu.
As a papu. Either way. We're adding a twist to it. Miss Ghouls says, just wondered when they're going to address SA. The damage now makes SA feel like you were being damaged normally years ago with no protection.
Yeah. At first I thought he meant South America.
I also thought they meant South America at first, but yeah, super armor makes sense. Yeah, it's something that we've touched on before. I don't know if we've ever really talked about it, but it's part of the reason I hate iframes is because as damage continues to go up in this game, iframes have become more and more valuable, and frontal guards and SAs less and less valuable. And yet there doesn't seem to be any desire to even look into the disparity between classes that rely heavily on iframes and classes that rely heavily on SA and frontal guards, which I think is kind of bullshit. But then again, I just hate Sorks, so
yeah, I think it would be interesting if you had a skill, like one or two skills. You wouldn't have to do it to all SAs, but if you had one or two skills that had significant PvP damage reduction % on it while you're using it. So for example, I'm just going to use Zerker as an example. Let's say during devastation. Now this would be in a hypothetical world. By itself, isolated, it's going to sound insanely busted. But in a hypothetical world where every class has like one or two of these, like let's say Zerker Devastation, while you're in Zerker's Devastation, you receive 20% less damage until the animation is over. Something where it's like, hey, you can actually use this ability in a group fight and it might help keep you alive for a second. Would be kind of interesting. Or my old idea of maybe we need to just reduce all damage across the board, but then buff the special attack modifiers so you're still doing good damage when people CC'd, but not as much when they're not. Something along those lines. I don't know.
The adding damage reduction to SA skills, I think, is like a fair way of going about it if you add it to movement skills. Like, that's how I've always thought. Like, okay, so the counter, whenever you start talking about iframes versus SA and forward guard, the thing that you always hear, especially from Sorks, because fuck Sorks, is they start ranting about how iframe is only movement and you don't do damage in iframe, whereas SA and frontal guard is like movement and damage. And it's like, okay, fair, but then why not just have like all movement skills that are like SA or forward guard give like damage reduction? Like, why, like, and again, this is going to sound kind of ridiculous, especially with the state of Zerker right now, but why not have Lava Piercer give, like, minus 30% damage reduction, right?
Get the pitchforks out. What? I'm kidding.
Right.
Yeah, I mean...
It's not a damage ability.
The idea is there.
It does, like, you know what I'm saying?
And yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Rick, hide in chat. So basically, let's keep all of the damage the same because of grabs. Just
Wait,
just
what?
gotta say it. It's no thanks. Play a non-grab class and say reduced damage. All right, what's the next comment?
I'm sorry. My brain is lagging trying to process what that person is saying. Nuri Ilvi says the artifact XL please. I don't know what they mean. Artifact
The
XL,
XL
please.
sheet that I linked it in this Discord just a bit ago.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe they're asking put it in the description for the next one. I'll relink it
Okay.
again so you could see it.
yeah. I'll put it in the description then for this one. I'll link it to them in their comment. Monaria says, fully agree on the PvP rewards not being raw silver, especially with Elvia not bringing any Caphras to the market. We definitely need some more avenues to gain Caphras than just grinding or life skilling. Adding Caphras or other resources to PvP rewards would be amazing. They could even counteract some of the inflation. Then again, I don't particularly care about what sorts of rewards it gives. Just let me have fun in PvP and also make 1/3 of what I can make in Elvia, so 150, 200 mil at least. Playing RBF right now feels like I'm just wasting my time. Also, quote, I know Miss Frosty doesn't. Damn, Raz Savage. I don't know. When did I say that?
I can't remember the context.
That was them bringing coupons back. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
When we talked
Miss
about
Frosty doesn't want them to bring weapon reroll coupons back. Yeah, for sure. It'd be devastating for our livelihood.
Devastating. Y'all might have to move back into an apartment, dude. Might have to sell your house.
True.
Fuck. And that's it. That's the last one.
All right. That was fun.
Any closing thoughts?
No. Lost Ark Tuesday. We're gonna be playing it. It's gonna be fun. Lost Ark
You're
Tuesday.
gonna be streaming bright and early in the morning, I presume. Twitch.tv/SoFrosty, ready in the waiting room.
Yeah, goes live 9 a.m. PST, and I'm sure there will be server queue times, and the first day will be completely ruined. But
well, not on our server because our server's dead.
Yeah, our server's
so
dead.
our server
That's
will
true.
be perfectly fine.
Our server is dead. That's true. No one's going to be on that one, and we're going to be wondering how we even participate, even though it has
and
a
that's
shared
what,
market and shared
Invisca,
queues.
right?
Yep.
So if you want to play with Frosty, go to Invisca and make his server not dead.
No,
'cause
stay away.
Dead.
It's a dead server.
It's a dead server. Nobody is playing on it.
Yeah, and none of
Stay
the good PvPers are on. If you want the good PvPers, you gotta go east.
Yeah. If you don't want to fight people like Divios, go to Invisca. Wait,
I don't think.
are we
Divio's
trying to
gonna
get
play.
people to go to Invisca?
No, we
or
want
not
people to go
Invisca?
to east.
Oh,
No,
how do we sell them east though?
Divios is east, you monkey, and then Divios immediately replies, "I'm west."
Oh, he's west. Oh shit, dude.
Poor Kythar.
Oh, he's lying.
It's gonna be fun. Here's the thing. Just a quick. You don't have to hate your old game. You don't have to love your old game. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just know, like, whatever game you enjoy, whatever game you play, you don't have to convince everyone else that their opinion on something is wrong. If they enjoy something, let them enjoy it. If they don't like something, let them hate it or dislike it. That's all. It's okay. If you love Lost Ark and you hate BDO, that's sick. That's great. If you love BDO and you hate Lost Ark, that's also sick. Like, awesome. Like, you found your game. Like, that's okay. You don't have to start a new game, and this goes with all games, and then go on a 2-year campaign. Like, I must take down this old game and convince everyone they shouldn't play it. No one cares. No one cares. That's all. So yeah, Lost Ark is coming. I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I still am looking forward to whatever BDO has to offer in the future, and I'm still going to keep playing BDO. I think they're both very, very cool. I'm excited that now I have another. This is actually the first time I've been legit excited about a new MMO in a long time. I was not excited really about Blast. I was not excited about Arcade. None of these other ones. Elion, I thought I was going to be excited, and then as it got closer and saw more gameplay, I was like, nope. And then New World, I also thought I was really excited, and then I saw the combat, and I was just like, I can't. That looks so awful to me. And then So yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually excited.
Yeah. Will this be the next anthem for you?
I don't even know what that means because this game has a history. Anthem didn't, so I don't know. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. We'll have to find out. We'll have to see.
You mean the greatest game ever created? I doubt it.
Oh man. All right, that'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody so much for listening, watching. Make sure to go check out Stratisfied, give him some love. Links in the description. Obviously, go check him out. Check out our streams, twitch.tv/SoFrosty. He will be streaming bright and early Tuesday morning, Lost Art. Go check him out, give him some love. Also, the podcast, typically on Saturdays, Saturday mornings, around noon Eastern time is when we record these things. So if you want to check them out, he is always streaming the podcast. Unless for some reason he's not at the podcast, in which case nobody cares. Let's see what else. Twitch.tv/Nashy_NA. He had to jump early today. He had some IRL stuff going on, but make sure to go give him some love at New World. Do you know if he's going to be playing Lost Ark?
He is. I think he's gonna try it when it's free to play. I don't think he's as excited about it. I think,
okay.
Or maybe he is. I can't remember. I don't think he's as excited about it though.
Okay, fair enough. And then, of course, you can find me at twitch.tv/NotReslar. I stream very erratically. My apologies. And yeah, that'll be it. We'll see you all next week for the launch of Lost Ark. Bye, everyone.